Should go active. All right, we are live. If you want to tell the guild, I'm tweeting out.
Mhm.
And
I'm going to sit here and not do anything.
I feel like my mic's more sensitive today, and I don't know why. It's on everything. Picks up more on Discord, and I feel like it's
Do you
picking
make
up
sure
more.
it's the right mic?
Yeah, I listened to it on Audition. But it's like,
Yeah, remember the time that we got all the way into
Like,
it,
you
and then
can-
I
like,
realized
you
it
can
was
see
my
me light
webcam?
up from like, I don't. What's going on?
It could be.
Sensitivity too high?
Well, no, because he doesn't use a USB mic, so his shouldn't have changed at all.
What
Yeah, it's
happened?
exactly the same. I have to physically change the gain with my mixer or whatever. So it's very odd.
I don't know what to
But
tell you, Yep.
sounded fine. I don't know. I don't know why it's picking stuff up, but should be all right.
At least Bob doesn't have
Gross.
like my chin on the end of the stream this time.
Yeah, there was something. Oh, actually, it's on Yips too. There's something.
It's
Like-
the green that lights up on his Discord
Yeah, but
when he talks.
basically, it like weirdly changed the size of stuff. I don't know.
Most unprofessional podcasts I've been on.
Get him out of here.
I give up. I don't care. Whatever.
Can you link this?
Oh, yeah.
It's in the chat.
Link it right here.
Oh, it's on Twitch too. Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We do it on Twitch, and then we port it over to YouTube. We started the show just doing audio. Like, that's all I really wanted to do, but we had a lot of people ask for YouTube, and
We
It's all
don't
right.
get a lot on Twitch, so don't.
yeah.
Oh no, it's fine. No, it's no worries.
We should probably create a YouTube channel for just this. It probably would help us a lot, but either way, the only way it's going to actually get anything is if we had guides on the channel, and then it would bring other people to the pod, or if we did clips. And clips are a pain, man.
Those
But
are annoying.
all right,
Those are really annoying.
dude. And you're like, do I do another thumbnail? Like, and then I have to put all the other. Like, everybody doesn't think about all the extra stuff you have to do when you put something on YouTube. You got to put all the tags. You got to put all.
Well,
You got to put all the different things. You got to put what game it is. You got to.
timestamps.
Oh.
Oh, if there was an easier way to do timestamps.
Mm-hmm. But they're much appreciated in any
Yeah.
video that I see with timestamps. All right, ready to roll?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to jump into it.
I'm ready.
Welcome to Warcraft Reloaded, a podcast brought to you by Mash Those Buttons, covering World of Warcraft Classic, TBC Classic, and its community. I am Bobby, also known as Blazed Bob, and today we're joined by Ryan, aka Yip. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing good. Was glad I
It's
didn't
later
have
than
to say cognitive pit today.
You don't have to ever say it again. It's a beautiful thing. No longer must we stumble through these names.
It is a tough name to say. Kind of just as tough as me trying to spell Staff of Disintegration when I'm giving
Oh,
everybody
man.
macros for our guild.
Listen, no one should need to make a new macro every week. They should have fixed it the first week, and then they have the macro done. It's all right.
I just put I've been doing it for a while on the private servers from TBC back in the day. I would just put when I first ever would get the staff, like, Prog Knight staff, I put the staff on my action bars, and I would just leave it there.
Yep,
And so no matter what, it's just always there. So whenever I pick it up, I just press that action bar, and it's there.
That's what I do with
I've got
the
it
shield.
there now too. And I did something else. Like, we had trouble with people just using it, so I was like, hey, well, it was Yip's idea, but I made it. I was like, your big move, like, for instance, for Locke, Shadow Bolt, just add using staff with it. So with the macro working, I could actually see that button that I have for the staff light up every time that I do. So I'm like, okay, it's working. So. All right, so we're also joined by Mel, aka Melarina. How you doing?
Hi, I saw the hate mail you guys got last week without me on, so I figured I would
come back and save us.
Save you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And for the first time on the show, we are joined by Crix, aka Crix Gaming. How you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. He's one of the hosts on the Lock Talk podcast. He does a ton of great guys. He streams. He's pretty much a man of every skill in gaming, right? Well, WoW gaming.
Trying to be. Too scared to spread my wings outside of WoW. I'm bad, horrible at all these other games I try to play. I'm just not. I'm not horrible, but it's just. I'll use an example. Is recently I got a VR. Me and my kids do the VR, and I'll go inside these games that I feel like I'd be so good at. I'm just better than the kids. You can tell with any adult with a half a brain that's been playing this. Just you know what I mean.
Just wait till you get to that point to where the kids are beating you. It's very frustrating.
I'm gonna stick with WoW. They'll never beat me, right? we just need Blizzard to keep the game up for about 10 more years. You know?
Oh man! All right. Well, we're gonna have a great show tonight. We're gonna go over some emails. We're gonna go over the news that has happened. There's not a ton of news, but we're gonna go over it. And then we're gonna maybe get a little bit of what Crix has been doing in Season of Mastery, and then we're gonna get to know Crix as we do with every new guest in a good interview at the end of the show. So, with that said, I'd like to remind everybody we stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/mashthosebuttons every Friday night. Tonight it's late. But if you want to know what time we go live, follow us on Twitter at WC Reloaded. I always tweet out when we go live. So, we had so just to lead into this, we didn't have any new reviews. Please send us those. It's been dry for a couple weeks now, so help us out. But we get angry emails, but we don't usually put them on the show because it's really not good content. Usually the people end up sending something later that says, sorry, I was having a bad day and you just made me upset with what you said. And so it's just not really good content. But this one was freaking hilarious. So I had to just let Yip read it on the show. So Yip, take it away.
So first, I feel bad, but I am because a roast might follow. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think we should.
That is worth doing. But we did receive an email following our PvP conversation from last week. All world PvP is griefing. So last week I explained that some people consider nothing to be griefing. This is the opposite take where everything is griefing. Every one of your examples, the distinction was if you were ganking or being ganked. Harassed going to SSC equals griefing. But killing/stunning people, turning in quests or lobbies after their group boss is dead, well, that's just good, wholesome fun. You're all full of it. It's why these mega faction servers happened. No one wants to be the disadvantaged. They all want to have the upper hand. So go join a 90-10 split. Blizz should just eliminate PvP servers. If you're a rogue or one of the 10 actual masochists in the entire world that want to be constantly harassed out in the world, then just flag up. Going to raid, turn it off, and enjoy your unscoffed summon for the Horde, which I'm surprised you have any faction alliance whatsoever.
Right.
If you
It
don't
sounds like
care.
a retail player.
Was this one of your comments or something?
Yeah,
it was an email sent in to us.
So I do want to address, I do agree. And maybe Bob cut it. I didn't listen to the audio version. But I did acknowledge that what we were doing outside of Blackmore S was griefing.
Yeah.
However,
I definitely didn't cut that because it's too funny.
You have to understand the circumstances. That was terrorism that we were enacting. Blizzard was trialing out their Horde versus Horde battlegrounds, and as the smaller faction ruled by an iron thumb under the Horde, we said, hey, we know this is griefing.
We're not going to take it.
We are purposefully griefing the oppressors of the server. And that, I do agree, we were griefing. However, all world PvP being griefing might be a little bit too far. I agree that you don't want to be disadvantaged. I don't agree that everyone wants to be advantaged in PvP. And I think if you listened to our conversation, I think that was clear. When we were talking about fighting someone after they finished a quest, we are assuming you're there to also do something in the world. You're not there specifically to prevent people from completing quests.
Yeah,
Now,
when me and Melderon were talking about the difference between a piece of shit and a not piece of shit is the difference is I didn't wipe you while you were killing the big boss in Grand, which I could have done, and then I could have taken it from you. Instead, I waited, then fought you afterwards, and that's just felt like honor to us. Like,
which is arbitrary. Like I'm gonna agree that everyone's gonna have their own moral code when it comes to griefing. But our conversation isn't should Blizzard remove griefing in world PvP. That's not what we're talking about.
We're
Our
just telling people to
issue
stop being jerks.
no,
Yeah,
no, people can
kinda.
keep being jerks. I don't care. That's not what the conversation was. The conversation is Blizzard should not be enacting things on the game to force mega servers. They should not be taking your point of view. That is, we don't care about world PvP, so let's enact things in the game to get rid of it. We felt that by allowing server transfers with no faction restrictions, they are purposefully creating mega servers to kill world PvP, which I acknowledged is what they probably want to do. But I don't think that from a design standpoint, the game designer should be like removing part of their game from it. Because what they're doing, like the no changes, well, allowing mega servers to start even sooner is a huge change. I personally felt they should have done something about faction imbalance previous to going into TBC. But for them to their solution to small servers being kill the bigger servers, we've already talked about how Whitemane went from being a super healthy server in Nax. We were about 50-50, insanely healthy. We've now broken under 30% alliance, and it's just getting worse and worse with free faction transfers. So, of course, everyone's level of griefing is going to be different, but
Funny you say that.
Blizzard shouldn't get to decide.
Funny you say that. I just transferred off Scarum to Farolina last night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Not just me, by the way. Scarum had
Everybody.
Scarum's always been kind of smaller, but we had a decent horde size people, good size guilds and everything. And then one went. We secretly knew we were gonna move for months, but we just didn't tell anybody. So one went, and finally we were like, all right, well, we're the last of the Mohicans, and now that server's literally dead. It's gonna be completely.
Oh, that's such a
And
good movie.
They wanted to kill them, but at the expense of the large PvP servers, and that's a shame.
I think they should. I think what they should have did is if they want to make forced merges, just take Scarum and then take another server that's like that for Alliance and force them to be together or something like that. You know?
I agree.
But some people like to be alone. Some people like to be alone on Scarum. And if you like to be alone on Scarum, that's up to you.
Yeah,
I'm
why'd
just
you
using that
pick
as an example.
why'd you pick
But
a
go to a
PvP
PvE
server? You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's the thing is I
I just
don't
want
believe you're
health.
entitled. You're not entitled to play that way. You're
Mhm.
entitled to play on a PvP server, or you're entitled to play on a PvE server. But no one is like, you can't expect to play on a PvP server as you being the only faction. Like,
Yeah.
even if you like playing that way, the game doesn't owe that to you. I just
Right.
don't think
And
that that's like an intended way. to
so for
play.
like me personally, like I spent the majority of my actual retail playing through vanilla. I was Alliance. It was the most popular. Then TBC, I re-rolled Horde, and the servers that I was on, Horde ruled. Then Horde ruled Wrath, and I really did like that. Like, you know, I prefer like a 45 my faction, 55 their faction split, just so I have a little
Same.
bit more PvP, and I
Same to be
like
called
that.
the underdog.
Yeah, I just don't like everywhere I go, I see the other faction, and I'm just like, man, where are my brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, we go to Shat
Well,
and
it's
it's like
disheartening too.
horde everywhere. Like,
Are you guys Horde or Alliance?
We're
we're
aligned.
aligned.
Alliance.
Well, I know.
I
You
didn't
should
know
see
that. I
his
really
eyes.
Yeah. No. I don't have a buy. I've always liked undead, whether it's fucking I'm weird. I wish I had superpowers my whole life. I wish I was a vampire. I wish I was a zombie, all this stuff. Like I love everything about undead since I've been playing WoW forever, right? And I've always been a warlock pretty much or a priest. My classes have always been they can be an undead. And then when I started taking gaming a little bit more serious, I was like, okay, maybe I should be well, orcs have blood fury. Let me so now I have to be blood fury. But now we're doing alliance on the road to Dragon. I like being alliance. I like it. It's peaceful.
See,
Yeah.
Yip's
I
the
got
only
alliance flag coming too, so I can switch it back and forth.
nice. Yeah, Yip's the only Alliance purist here. Mel and I are kind of faction neutral. We were in vanilla, we were alliance, then we were horde for till start of cataclysm when we quit, and then we came back and we were like, well, let's do alliance again. And so like we're kind of for whoever we're on that side at the time, but Yip's definitely a hardcore alliance guy.
I'm not a xenophobic alliance though. I think it was the alliance should have allowed the Forsaken in. That's the biggest strategic mistake the alliance ever did.
Yeah,
allowing
care
them to go to
less
the
about the
horde.
good guy, bad guy. Just love, like,
Right.
just the undead. Just this is so cool to me. Like, I agree with you. They should be like their own faction almost. Like, you don't need to be like.
Yeah. So listen, I can understand the enjoyment of a race, but the faction as a whole,
Yeah.
alliance just really has something special going for it.
Yeah, and it kind of is right with horde. They're all mud huts and all this stuff. It is like more animalistic, right? That's why when I remember younger, I used to choose blood elves all the time because they were the ones that looked the most normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then as
I only went to horde when I could be a blood elf and not like some weird looking character.
Yeah, and now that I've been an orc for a couple of years, it's
Zug 24/7. I only want to be Zug.
Dude, it's hilarious. Everybody, I love to play human anytime I can that it makes sense. Like I'm a gnome warlock at the moment, but because it doesn't make sense to be a human.
Understandable.
But
yeah.
No one has
I like to be
real
human. And everybody makes fun of me for it. They're like, "Oh, imagine playing a fantasy game as a human." I'm like,
Yeah,
I like it. Looked like me.
I like to pretend it's me, man.
Exactly.
This is like someone who has an enormous truck when they don't do anything that requires a truck.
Yeah.
Like as a human warrior, as a human warrior, I'm so clearly confident in myself.
Yeah.
I don't need to be a mage or some kind of creepy monster. I'm fine being a human warrior.
Me too.
I have no insecurity issues like other people.
I'm doing Road to Rag right now, and I chose human, not gnome, because I just cannot stand gnomes.
But why not?
I like gnomes.
But I can't stand you. I can help you.
I can't do it, man. I can't stand it. I can't
Oh,
stand it. I
man.
was a gnome one time for I was a gnome for an entire TBC cycle one time, front to back, and I hated it. Oh, well, actually, no,
I
it's
really
just-
actually
it's
do
just
hate
actually.
it right now. Like I'm
The
a
gnomes
gnome
didn't
and I
ask
hate
for
it
this,
right
okay?
now.
Well, yeah, it's just well, especially like if I was a mage, maybe a little more, but as a warlock, like the intellect isn't that huge of a deal, and it's not even that much intellect. I remember in Sunwell, I mean, back into like right before stepping into, I was like probably Black Temple Bis. I mean, tier 6 Bis, and it was. I think it was like 40 intellect, about 35, 40 intellect.
And I can't
something that
see
was crazy.
I can't see my gear, and I've got this big, huge head. I can always see my helmet,
Yeah.
but I can't see anything
Don't
else.
you drown in water? It's like when you have to say to why I have 2 kids, you got to watch my kids because then drown the teaspoon of water. Like what?
Oh, dude. Yeah,
What?
dude. Actually, when I was doing DMEs, trying to do DMEs jump runs on my gnome mage, I would have to swim in that one
Yeah,
in that pool.
The
And
stages,
no other
man.
class has to do that.
Is there a voice line?
there.
Is there a voice line if you're casting something and you keep trying to cast it? Like, I'm already casting something or something like that?
Yeah,
I play
I
Warrior.
can't cast that yet.
Yeah.
See, now that keep voice lines on as a gnome, and you're just having a jolly good time the whole time.
I can't handle it.
Oh,
Something
I
about him,
can't cast that yet.
I don't like him. When I came from retail, and when I play retail, it's just with a bunch of friends, right? When I was playing, so it's whatever they wanted to be. Like, oh, they would just be like, oh, new expansion, you guys want to go Alliance? Like, whatever. But this is like hardcore raid. It's too hard. Like Blood Fury is too hard not to be Blood Fury. That in itself is. When I decided to play TBC, it was before I had any alignments with anybody else. I don't know if I'm going to Alliance or Horde because I like Alliance the way I like Alliance. I want to be a big bald black buff dude. That's why I'm always a bald black buff dude when the games. And then I was like, Blood Fury is kind of nice. It's just too much. It's too much damage, man. It's too nice. It's just way too much.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for the email. I know you were hot. Maybe we are all full of it. I don't know. I mean, we just talk into mics.
Well,
Like
Bob and Yip for sure.
we
I'll be
never
honest.
try to say we're saying our opinion. Like it's just an opinion.
No, I'm sorry, but reading this out loud almost sounded like satire. Like literally say Blizzard should just eliminate PvP servers.
It's like a low key troll.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is borderline, but I think this is real. Like I do know people who are they don't want a PvP. They don't want to go out in PvP, and I understand that. I think a lot of us had a rude awakening in Classic about how much we enjoyed World PvP. Like, yeah, I can't wait to World PvP, and we've all been whining about it since. So I understand where this person's coming
it was
from.
just so different when you were on a server with a max player base of 2,000 to 3,000. Like, it was a much more pleasant experience than dying 7 times on your way to do jump runs in DM East. You know, there's a very different experience.
I think a majority of the population does not prefer to PvP. Like, they don't like PvP much. I love the PvP. I like World PvP. I think it's amazing.
I love it too. And you have so many fun things.
Even, like, you know, like you said, it's not overwhelming, and it's like Skyrim was launched it was amazing over there, and it was even battles, and it was fun. But maybe they're just the alliance on the Skyrim. That's who's complaining. Maybe it's that one alliance player on the whole server.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Like, we have this thing now going into SSC this week. They just CC us and drown us on the way in. If you're going in alone, you're getting CC chained and drowned. And because
What server you
there's
on?
so many more of them, it's almost
White
all
main.
the time. We're on white main. So
And was that horde dominant? It's always been horde
yeah,
dominant.
so it's right now
hasn't.
it's 30%
Well,
alliance, 60%, but in the past it's been 50-50. And then in phase 2 of vanilla, it was
it was
like very horde dominant. So
yeah,
it was
it
a
was like
problem for us.
70-30.
I
back in
remember
day.
the move to white main after that. I remember everyone doing it.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
bunch of alliance that basically came and like saved
Saved our
us.
server. Yeah.
But
we need
yeah.
it again.
Oh, I guess should we tell Crix about the just real quickly the story of our night of griefing the horde. So here, set the stage. It was when everybody was running heroics and regular dungeons constantly. The daily heroic
Good
and
days.
daily regular were black morass. And I don't know if you know this, but if you die anywhere in the circle in that Caverns of Time area, you res right there, super close. But if you die anywhere from the circle to the entrance of Black Morass, you go all the way to Tannerus. And as a ghost, you have to walk all the way across Tannerus.
I've done it before, and I was always wondered how.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to walk
how did I do
all the way down instead of riding the dragon, and then you finally get to res. And we camped there that night
a
and
good
killed
I
over
would live
100 single people, and
that? I would live there.
it was hilarious.
Did you guys ever have the issues in Classic with like the horde going into the Ironforge?
No,
We
it
didn't
never
have
got,
that a lot, yeah.
It never got that crazy. We were at our
We had
worst.
some
We were
rogue
probably
dispellers that would like come in and just try to dispel world buffs and stuff, but not like
yeah, that was even on both sides at some
Yeah.
point. Too.
We
But
did
at
have-
our
I mean-
worst, we were 35-65. We're at our worst right now, and they're still not like they're not going to be invading
We
too
did have
crazily right now. But
we did have some fun stuff with like Sarth would put together late night raids on like the Stormwind Mage Tower, and we'd have to fight him back and stuff like this. So we did have fun things like that, but never what happened like to some of the servers where they were just held hostage within Ironforge.
Yeah, I remember people doing that all the time on my server. They would just live inside of Ironforge. I was like, man, that makes me like almost like it's worth having a rogue. It'd be kind of fun. Not to do that, just to the PvP aspect of it.
yeah.
Yep,
For sure.
definitely. All right, well, what's everybody been doing this week in WoW? Who wants to start?
I'll start. Mel can start.
Just kidding.
Like,
I actually did something this week. That's why I wanted
what'd you do?
to start. I raided.
Okay,
But
how
other
can you
than
start
that-
with that?
Other than that, we've been leveling our new tunes, and so I have this hunter, and I've never played a damage class. Okay, I say that I played the mage
What do
and
you
got
mean?
it to level like
What do you guys main
58.
actually before? Real quick, just so I know. What do you guys main?
I'm a
Warlock.
priest.
She's a priest. Yip is our main tank warrior.
Yeah.
I was a warrior in classic DPS, but then I switched to warlock here
Fury
in
reroll,
TBC.
huh, bud?
Yep.
Are you
Yep.
back to Fury in T6?
No, I'm well, actually that is like a possible
Hell
a
no.
possibility, but
No.
probably
Hell
not.
no.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We don't listen.
Look, Fury
not-
does get better. It looks way better, but like you're still gonna have to be racing. You're already on the warlock racing no matter what. You're just you're controlling. Like right now as a warlock, it's like the comfy zone. You're kind of like fuck you, mage. You know what I mean? Every now and then. But T6 outside of my high still trash, obviously, but T6 is like you're getting comfy.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
haste
spread
is
the
coming. I
seasoning
can't
around.
wait for
Yeah.
haste.
Bob,
Yeah,
you have to
it's
spread the
crazy.
seasoning around, dude. You can't have the flavor of every month. You got to start Warlock.
I know,
You don't get.
Come on, man.
You can't change every
It's
patch with the
expansion
best
based.
DPS.
I didn't say I wanted to.
I know,
I told
I
our
just-
guild lead I was willing to if he wanted me to. That's
No,
all.
you'd go arms if you switched. You're not going Fury.
Ooh,
That'd be
imagine
fine.
that.
Yeah,
having to
that'd
go
be fine, too.
arms.
Arms
You want to
is
go Fury for
sick.
glaives, man? What do you mean? You want those glaives, bro? Fury
Oh,
glaives.
I mean, they are war glaives. I mean, warrior.
Oh, I've
war
done.
glaives.
I've over, I don't know, a few years. I've had 2 different sets of glaives go to warriors. We've given warriors. Just one was just to see what happened, and the other one was no rogue. The rogue actually missed raid that night.
Oh,
I'm gonna
of course.
convince my guild. Like, listen,
Oh,
we
your
should
melee
give the
will never
glaives
miss
to
raids.
me just to see what happens. Is that not?
Dude, your melee will never miss raids, and the one time they do, I feel like Blizzard just does it on purpose. Like, oh yeah, oh he missed it.
There's the glaives.
Hey, and then he gets stuck with it. Yeah, one time they dropped on a server at Price Server, and it was like someone who would never need him, not even arms. I feel like it was a warrior, like a prot warrior. He was like, yeah, I guess. Fuck it.
Sure. Why
I'll
not?
take them. I
Oh
will.
God.
Don't think I
So-
won't.
Oh, we know you will. Yep. Don't worry. But yeah, so I've been playing this hunter, which I actually really like the hunter. I like my little pet, and I'm still trying to get used to, everything I can do. It's like
Mhm.
every time I play, I realize there's something else that I should be doing, right? Like it took me like a week before I realized that Hunter's Mark actually like helped me kill mobs. So
Oh,
that's fine.
no.
And then it took me like another week to realize that I should be using this like Bestial Wrath. Okay, sorry. Like I don't play very often and I'm leveling and I boosted, so it's like I didn't go through all these like training steps.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I also get very confused that I've never played a class that can't heal themselves. And so I'll just like start running in and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm
Yeah.
like a third life and I can't do anything about it anymore. And I haven't worked up first aid. And I know that's a problem. Don't yell at me.
First aids. Are you doing regular leveling, or are you guys doing hardcore stuff? Are you guys trying the
No,
hardcore
this is
stuff?
just
That's just
regular
regular.
leveling. We're
Just,
like
yeah.
62, I think. We boosted to 58 and now we're like 62. So we're in Hellfire
Fun.
right now.
62
And
is
we
fun.
did
Once
have
you'll like
somebody.
it more when you get into Zinger Marsh. Zinger Marsh
Yeah.
is really nice.
Yeah. Well, and then we did have somebody griefing us in Hellfire, this little six skate or something.
6 side. This bottom feeding
Mm.
hunter.
Dang,
You
no
know-
problem throwing out the name on this one.
I do understand if you're in queue and you want to just go get a quick kill for some extra honor in Hellfire and just kill a newbie real quick. I get it. But the bottom feeders that just sit there in Hellfire Peninsula killing the entire night at level 70, I just feel sorry for
Yeah,
you
dude.
people.
Oh no.
It's,
He was
dude, they're like
targeting us.
16-year-old kids. They're like, dude, they're just like, oh man.
Dude, it
Basement
was-
fucking dwellers. It was me when the game was actually out. I'm 32 now, so I do the math. That was me.
It
I was my
was-
cousins. They didn't have my own account, just like ganking people. Like,
It was so sad because, okay, so I've got a warrior with, Stun Herald, like almost the best PvP gear in the game, all the best enchants. So I just keep him flying over Hellfire while we're working up on the other accounts. And so this guy ganks us. I come down and just wipe the floor with him, right? And I'm like, okay, well, it's just like
He'll
usually
leave us alone now.
yeah,
Right?
usually everybody is just like, okay, they just leave at that time. Well, he keeps waiting, and then, at one point, I killed him and his 70 pally friend at the same time, 2v1, and I'm just the only times he killed me was we went and did that first elite quest that's right under ramparts. And when I'm like at half-life fighting the boss and 3 other mobs, he comes in, kills me. I'm like, you bastard.
that's what they do.
I come back,
They do.
kill him.
I hate that when you're leveling and they do that.
And then
Yeah, can we just get like it? And what's more annoying is when like they'll gank you and then you gank them or vice versa, whatever. You're like, oh, I'll fuck with this dude. And then you guys get a 1v1 and then they keep going like, hey, I get it. Like, hey, kill me once or twice, bro. You don't got to kill me 15 times.
I
Like, get, like,
know.
what are you
That's the
doing?
thing,
Don't you want to level up, bro? Like, what are you?
Yeah.
You're just killing each other. What are you doing?
It's like this guy was following us around.
He
And I'm
was.
just like, I'm like, I don't care if you stand in the same spot and kill every 62 alliance that walks by you, sure. But like, what are you doing following 262 alliances
No, we were
around?
61, and he finally left us alone uh, when I was just getting tired of switching over to my warrior, and we just tried to kill him, just the two of us, level 61. And we almost killed him. Like he killed Mel, then he finally killed me. And he was like the deadly poison was ticking down, and he was at like 5% health, and he's sitting there eating, trying to live, and then he never came back after that. I think we finally just
It's too embarrassing.
yeah, he was like, okay, well, I can't lose to that. I better just call it a day.
Yeah, give
I
up
think
while
you
I'm
just
ahead.
log out. You just log out. Have you ever just like die? Have you ever got ganked? Have you ever got ganked and just say slash AFK'd? Oh shit! I'm gonna act like I wasn't even here. Like, nope. That was what he did to me. I've opened up like a rogue will open up on me. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna sit down, like kind of get him. I'm like, I'm just not gonna. He'll probably whip my ass. Huh? Act like I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
that's what we've been doing. I'm gonna do the hardcore challenge like next week. I just didn't want to jump in when it was so new and just
That's fun and that's content.
like
Yeah.
some people love that, but
Oh,
I'm
it's not
just
new.
like,
We've been doing it for a couple years. Not for a couple years. It's different. It's the reason it's. I'm a retail player. Was a retail player, and I didn't like Classic. I quitted Classic. I hated it actually, and
Oh yeah.
especially the leveling. But it's the fact. It's just stay alive. Can you stay alive? Can
yeah,
you do
and
it? It's the fact. It's like, yeah, I can. I think I can. I know it was hard, but I wasn't really paying attention all the times. I mean, I was boosted a lot. I did dungeon cleaving. I never really leveled in open world, so that's also me seeing the open world for the first time, which is also why I die so much.
interesting.
So it's like, and then so the fact that me now, like the warlock I'm on now, is I know I've took my licks. I've now got a good character, good move going because I'm comfortable. But it's like, can you do it? Then what happens when you get killed by one thing? You have to use professions. You actually have to craft, tailoring gear to wear it to go like level. And then I want to see Outlands so, but can you get through the Outlands without dying?
Good luck.
I think, yeah. I mean, I feel like I've done Outlands leveling so much it's crazy. I feel like I can, but maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I think it's
Maybe
nuts.
Shadow Moon Valley like whoops my ass that 1 or 2 times. I can think of a lot of quests in Shadow Moon Valley that were dangerous.
Real, yeah,
I
definitely.
die
You
so
know?
much. Bob always
Mhm.
makes fun of me because I'm really bad at just like I just take like the shortest route from A to B, right? Like he's like, take the road. And I'm like, I'm not gonna take the road. It adds like 3 minutes of time. Like I'll
Yeah.
just get there. Which by the way, feign death is like the most beautiful thing ever.
Until it resist.
And yeah,
Yeah. Resist.
that's yeah, I just it did resist one time. I was like, I was feign death and they were still killing me. And I remember
Yeah.
looking at Bobby and being like, what the hell is
I'm
happening?
playing dead.
Yeah, and they're just all these mobs on me still, and I was like, "How does that even happen?" And he's like,
It was
"Oh, it
pretty
probably
funny.
resisted." And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's a thing? That's not fair."
Mhm.
Yep. But yeah, that's basically all we've been doing besides raiding, and I'm still addicted to scratcher tickets. I'm still just like
I love 'em.
spending all
I
my
love 'em.
money on ore, scratching away, and then selling it back, and then spending all my money again, and then scratching away.
Are you playing the auction house?
Yeah, I do play the auction house, but I just like the rogue that I'm working up is my first jewel crafter. So, well, my first jewel crafter in Classic. I had jewel crafters before in TBC and in Wrath,
I've
but
never done it.
it's like, oh, just doing that ore and being like, oh, I got a red one. Like it's just intoxicating, and I
But good
just
thing you
can't
don't
stop.
gamble in real life.
I know.
We'd be so broke.
We moved to this big server. I'm excited because it gives me like I haven't been able to play much because it's like boring, man. Not only boring to watch, but I've done T5. I've done killed the advantage hundreds of times. Like on private servers, it's like I'm bored as shit right now. TBC. I am so bored. I cannot wait for T6 to come out. T6
Yeah.
PTR will start soon, and I will be in heaven because it is so much better than T5. The entire game changes almost. It feels like, even though it doesn't.
Yeah.
And guilds are going to be struggling. Guilds are going to be hurting in T6.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, those guilds that are worrying right now in T5, you're absolutely screwed in T6. Like,
That's
Tibble's
interesting.
gonna
I've
whoop
heard
your
people
ass.
say that Vash and KT right now are harder than anything coming in T6.
The issue with that is it's not just those are just hard fights for them. What's fucking up the classic community as a whole is mechanics. Period.
Yeah.
Mechanics at all, not just clicking cubes. We don't a long list of mechanics people are doing up, and just Black Temple alone has new and unique mechanics that well, I guess you can if Blizzard tunes it. I mean, tunes it, bad, then it could not. I mean, the mechanics don't do anything right, but there's some hard ones coming up, man. On a lot of these bosses, man,
That's
that are gonna
exciting. Because
turn
right now
Gorfiend.
there's a couple, but nothing too crazy right
Gornfiend
now, it seems
construct
like.
mechanic, Supremus is a good enough mechanics just to make some people go. I'm hoping people get past Nagintis with the little spike. All you gotta do is click somebody and click a macro, and the weak aura will carry you, of course. By the way, I kind of hate how everything can just be carried by a macro or a damn weak aura these days. I get it. I
There
use
is a
weak auras.
lot,
I
yeah.
love them, but you can do a weak aura macro that does this and throws everything at the same time. It does this and wipes your ass and cooks you dinner, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember there was an add-on that came out during Wrath. It was during the time everybody was struggling to kill 3 drakes up on Sephiron. I think it's Sephiron. But it came out and the add-on actually like would draw stuff on the ground of where you needed to stand. I mean, it literally automated raiding, and they killed it fast. Like it was
I
like a
think I know what you're
3-week
talking about.
thing. But
I
it
think
was
I'm gonna
just
find
like
something like that.
it made everything easy mode.
And add-ons are nice and they make it easy. What worries me about this is T5 isn't hard at all to me, in my opinion. I think it's a joke how easy it is, and that people struggle on it for so long kind of actually blows my mind as well. And then there's that small niche of us. It feels like that like the content hard and want it even harder. Like tune the whole shit. I want every boss to be hard. I want to wipe 200 million times. But then like it doesn't feel like anybody wants that in the constant community. It feels like they're complaining about this being too hard. It's like
Well,
this is nothing.
I mean, I thought that too until the big uproar when they tried to nerf, like the little stealth nerf the other day, where they were like, "Oh,
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna we're gonna nerf
Ugh,
everything," and so many people
yeah.
were like, "No," but
Yeah,
there
that
were
would have been
people,
crazy. They were severely nerfing it.
yeah.
That would have been
I
bonkers.
think
Figure it
I
out.
think they know. I think they know people want it hard. I think the problem is that not enough of it is
Mhm.
hard. I feel like
Not enough people can
guilds
do it
broke.
if it's hard versus the people who can do it if it's like,
Well, I
there's a
actually mean
mythic
the like
difficulty and a heroic difficulty.
and incrementally in raid though, like the last bosses, most guilds are 8 of 10.
Mhm.
If there were more guilds, 5 of 10, and more guilds, 6 of 10, and more guilds, 7 of 10, where it actually meant something. Like Nax, I felt it was more like that. So a lot of guilds broke in Nax, but you still had like different tiers of guilds doing
Mhm.
different amount of bosses in Nax, and they were alive. Now it feels like, okay, we're 8 of 10. Our guild's just gonna break up if we never go more than 8 of 10. There's just
Yeah.
nowhere to go from here. But people need to be, if people were more okay being 7, 10, 6 of 10, 5 of 10, but because it's either like 10 of 10 or nothing, it just feels like, well, if you're not 10 of 10, you need to find a guild that is, and then
Mhm.
the
And
guilds
Yeah.
that's
just
what's
break up.
conflicting is because I want people to be able to kill the bosses, and I think a problem with it is the servers. I think everything boils to those servers. It's hard to find. I'd scare them. I have characters I want to play, but I can't because like there's no one on the server. There's no cross server. You can't do anything cross faction. Like they should. I think they should let people do cross faction thing at some point. They do it on retail after a certain amount of people cutting edge. They let.
Well, one of the big design flaws of Tier 5 is that everybody's bis is on the 2 bosses that are the hardest to kill. Like you can't get your
Mhm.
bis like to lead up to get you like, geared to start taking the bigger
How are
boss.
they going to do T6 if they don't have the good gear because they can't get from the bosses in T5? In T4 they were carried by craftables. Everybody was.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
In T6 it gets worse. That's a good point. If people aren't killing bosses, well, a very good thing about T6 now that you say that is if you look at that trend or pattern of the Illidan being rough or Archimonde even being rough, they're not the ones who hold. They hold good gear, but they're not the ones who hold like all the gear. It's spread out everywhere because so much good gear is into the game, especially
Yeah.
for rocks.
I can't wait. I just can't wait for haste. When
I just can't wait
when
to get
haste
out of gear.
comes. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
T4, bro.
problem
I'm
when we were
tired of
8
seeing
of
those
10.
T4 pieces.
So we had a problem when we were 8 of 10 where it's like we would be like, "Oh, we're gonna get more gear. Even if we go 8 of 10 next week, we'll get more gear and then bring it to the end." And it felt like after a couple of weeks, nobody even needed anything anymore. It was like, "Oh, we have all the gear. We actually need to kill the end bosses."
Or if
That's
they
where
did
that's
something
the
like
big.
I might be stretched reaching with this one, but almost like you can extend a lockout like you can on retail. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
we've
Like how like
talked about that a few different times.
Extending lockout would I think solve a lot of the
optional,
problems.
obviously. Yeah, I think I can't really. If I this is my first time even thinking of it, so it's like I probably could think of it as downsides if I thought hard enough, but I can't really think of some immediate downsides of that. Of saving, you can sell your lockouts besides selling your lockouts, I guess.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
you
do
throw
think it
your
allows
lockout.
people more time to practice, right? I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
problem is that so many guilds right now only raid, 2 days a week, 3 to 4
Mhm,
hours a
mhm,
day. And so they get to the end boss and they've got like an hour. And if
mhm.
they don't
If
down it, then
on a
they're
good, yeah, or if
starting
you have a
over.
bad raid night, even though I'm in a good guild, but we have bad raid nights where it's
Oh
just like,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
we have a 59-minute SSC and a 59-minute TK. Well, sometimes that ends up being an hour and a half to 2 hour one in each, and
Right.
it just falls apart.
we
That's what
had
made me think of when he said we get all the loot from 8 to 10. But we need to loot the end. They should let people. What if you don't need to loot from 8 to 10? What if
Yeah.
you need
If
some vestments, or you need some rings, or you need some bows? Your hunters.
or we
Oh,
want to
those are
actually
hunters.
complete our tier sets.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
crazy how few. We only have one, I think, completed. We only have one completed defender tier set right now. We've only
Man.
gotten, and we're not the best guild. We haven't killed the end bosses the whole time, but we've got like 7, 8 total kills on end bosses. We've only seen like one defender item. It's absolutely insane.
Yep.
So
yeah.
we're gonna go this tier, just like not geared up. But I think the problem is everyone, maybe from classic vanilla, expected to be fully geared up moving into each tier or something. I'm not really sure where it comes from. But it's like you have to come to terms. You're not gonna have all the gear when Black Temple comes out. If you're not clearing 10 of 10 from week 1, you're just not gonna have it
I
all.
think Black Tipple's gonna be hard, bro. I think the trash and Mount Hydro and track Black Tipple are gonna really stick on some guilds unless Blizzard, like, it's obviously it's gonna depend on the tuning of the Mount Hydro trash alone, just Mount Hydro trash. But those waves are gonna kick some ass, man.
I mean,
Those
I hope
waves are gonna
so.
kick some ass, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You need
annoying.
coordination for these trash packs coming up in both of these raids, and I feel like the classic community, not as a whole, but a majority of it is very bad at that coordination word.
Well,
Or
because they went through all of Classic with 40 raiders where there really wasn't a lot of coordination needed. It was
yeah,
like,
exactly. You didn't need it.
stand here and
Kill
do
the
your
boss.
job. Yeah. And like the couple fights that did require coordination in Classic, I felt like were like, what? I have to move? I have to wait to heal? Like, you know what I mean? Like those were but they were few and far between. So nobody ever really, and I also think it's hard to get that with 40 people, right? It's easier to get that with 25, but then you went through all of, phase 1 with 25 people doing Kara and Mag and Gruel, and it was like, okay, you had to
I'm
coordinate clicking a box. That was pretty much the extent of coordination in phase 1.
I
I
love
mean, clicking the
Canadian.
box isn't even the hard part. It's our raid leader had to set up, 4 groups of people to click the boxes and then
Yeah.
make sure none of them died during the pit part. And then they knew their
Clicking
backup.
the box isn't the hard part. You guys could have fooled me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, but yeah, Yip, have you done anything else?
Yes, I actually have. I can. I was PvPing this last week, and it was AV weekend, and I was finally like, I've been slacking on one item this whole time, and it's that stupid veterans plate belt. I had my marshal's plate belt, and my head, I was like, well, the veterans plate belt isn't even my biz because I'm gonna get 100 deaths from Vash, of course. I'll just go get that. Okay, well, I've come to terms with the fact I'm not getting that before Black Temple comes out. So I decided to go get this belt. I had to do some Arathi Basin for the marks, and I did a bunch of AV for the honor. And I wanted to give a shout out to Bertha. I can't remember what server they're on, maybe Thunder Fury. They got to see me doing Arathi Basin. The one problem with this podcast is I can't rage like I want to anymore
Because
because
so
I'm
many
getting
people in
recognized.
Battlegrounds recognize us. It's
I
the
wasn't
weirdest
being
thing.
Really?
I wasn't being
Oh
rage.
yeah, it happens
dope,
all the
bro.
time, dude. They're like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, Warcraft Reloaded."
So I'm just I type when I'm mad, especially now that I'm super geared. Like I say some like
Toxic
obstinate things.
shit.
Are you just
All you
mud
need to do
stomping
is
people?
follow me.
Yeah.
Like, how about a healer just
Jump
follows
on
me
my
and we'll go
back!
win? Yeah.
Do you
Get on it,
not
let's go!
know I am a geared warrior? Know your
What I
role,
was doing
bro.
this time, I was
No,
getting
my
really annoyed.
favorite Yip rage moment, I have to tell this. My
Okay,
favorite Yip rage moment is we're in Battlegrounds and there's like 5 of us and like 5 pugs. And this one pug starts like getting toxic on like, why are we with this freaking 5 group that can't do anything and they're not helping us. They're worthless people. And Yip like
No.
gets into
Then they
Warcraft
said
logs.
they probably
Oh, yeah, no.
haven't. They probably haven't even cleared Karazhan.
Yeah. And so Yip gets on like Warcraft logs and like starts just spouting out at this guy. Well, that's really funny coming from the 92nd ranked warrior in Kara.
Oh no,
And
thousands of like
What? No,
rank.
what it so
I can't remember
specifically,
what it
That's
was.
what I do.
their
I do that my
guild,
log check. I'll be like, oh yeah, well,
yeah, specifically their guild was rank like 11,000 for Karazhan clear speed. So
humpers.
I was like, wow, you guys are in this guild on Thunder Fury. It's cool to see that you're 11,000. I didn't even know that many guilds were playing right now.
The game.
Like, wow, the game's really
last
healthy
place?
right now with that many people playing. Because it's like, dude, if you want to tell me I'm shit at PvP, okay. But if you want to tell me that we're shit at PvE, I'm gonna bring up
Yeah.
the logs and I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hard
That's
on
how
you.
I
Dude. You
am.
gotta analyze your enemy
Too
before
far.
you go in.
Because I like the PvP too, but when people start getting all okay, hey, relax, buddy. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I was
Come
saying,
on.
I was frustrated because people AFK in Arathi Basin on Alliance a lot.
Oh.
All I said, or like what I was saying a lot is, I don't care if you AFK, just call Inks. I'll go there and I'll 1v5 whoever is there. Just tell me where they are. And like I was getting so frustrated because it's like you have two people at stables, and then all of a sudden stables is gone and there was no call. And it's like,
And they're
okay,
still
dude, like,
stealthed just right there.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like I listen, if you want to AFK, like we all have those days, sure, whatever. But I just need
Go
to
play
know where these
AV.
stupid enemies are. This is a Arathi Basin, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to AFK, go to AV.
Yeah,
Like,
if you want to
who
AFK, go to AV.
cares?
It's so easy. Like it just bothers me a lot. So
I say if you want to AFK,
AB, there's not enough people to be just sitting there. Come on,
yeah,
man.
you can't
We
That's
AFK.
what
need
I'm saying.
help. Help me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I say
Like,
if you want to AFK, just play a different game, bro. That's where I
mean,
sit. Like I don't
but
like the
you're already
AFKs.
You can't just
stuck
go
with
play
people.
world PvP, man.
Yeah. You're already stuck with people. That's the problem. Is you can't just report them AFK and get a replacement. There's really no system for that in this game. You can report them AFK and then they'll
You
just
should be able to
be
report the kick, like you can in parties.
yeah,
Don't you in
vote to
parties?
kick. There should be I mean there's I'm
Well, you
sure
can
there's some
probably abuse
briefing.
it though, I guess. Oh yeah, you're trash.
Yeah.
Like this. I remember you from last time. Your ass. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you
but
report them
there's gotta be something.
AFK, it does actually give them a little debuff that will kick them out, but they just have to engage with a enemy player within a minute. So they
We've
have plenty of
reported a
time.
lot. We've reported a lot of people in Arathi Basin, and I've never seen anyone get kicked out of a game
No.
before. So I just like there just needs
Yeah,
to be a
maybe they
system.
disabled it. It was
Yeah,
definitely
like it's
working
just
earlier
bizarre.
on in TBC.
I remember I mean I've seen it before, but it's just so rare that there's no recourse. If you have 3 AFKers on your team, it's an insta loss, and it's just there's nothing you can do. So it's pretty frustrating. But yeah, I mean I was PvPing and then just raid stuff. Nothing too special. Regretting all my life choices. I really want to battle chicken, but I went goblin and I never made one. I never went gnomish to get all the gnomish stuff because I rushed it at the beginning of TBC. So now it's like, do I rush it and then come back? Or is that seems too crazy to me. But I should probably do it at some point, but not yet.
Engineering is so fun. Yeah,
Engineering's awesome. I can't
Never had
imagine
it,
not
man.
having engineering.
Yeah, me neither. No matter, I no longer will never not have it.
Especially as a tank, having all those bombs available to you is just incredible. Like I
Drink it
can't even
early.
So I know Crix has been doing Season of Mastery, but I want to save that till when we talk about it in the news. So I'm just going to move us on to. It was the roughest week of raiding. I don't know, like we don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but if you just want to kind of give the Vargflocken raid progress.
You say it was the roughest week of raiding, except for last week our guild master got banned.
Yeah, and it was a better week of raiding.
I
Yeah,
know.
with our
this one
banned
was
guild master.
rough, dude.
That's what's so shocking. So I've come to a couple conclusions. I think one might just be that we need a rep paladin at all times, refreshing blessings or seals.
Do you not
on
have
bosses.
a paladin? Do you not
Nobody
want to ret?
ever.
We sat him on Tuesday, just because we have to sit people on a rotating basis. And then on Thursday he couldn't come at all, and they were just both the worst raid nights we've had. So there's not a lot of reason.
Paladin. Maybe you just don't. I wouldn't ever say your paladin. If you only have one ret,
Yeah,
you should always run that run ret. cycle your warlocks or your casters or your
The problem is,
100s.
like, right now, we've only been sitting melee, and it's only the same people over and over. So once we got things on farm, we bring them in for loot they need, but, like, yeah, we came to the conclusion that it's just too detrimental to the raid to to sit the ret. But this is the first week that we did TK first before SSC, and SSC we got down on lock. We're usually very good, but last week we didn't kill KT because we were missing a couple of banned players, but they were back this week. On Tuesday, were we missing anybody, or was that just a rough raid night? I think it was just a rough raid night.
It
We had
was just a rough
25,
It
raid
was just
night.
rough, yeah.
just like dying every now and again. DPS overall was low. I once again, like the genius I am, instantly released on death against Alar, which okay,
It's because of
sure,
all the PvP you've been
sure.
doing. You've been
I
getting used to
released,
it. Like,
I released, but why was I not topped off for 13 seconds? That's a bigger question I have. So I would like to know
and we
the
had
answer.
more healers too in the raid.
The reason I
Okay,
freaked out.
as Yips healer, I can answer this question.
I'm the main tank. Everyone is my healer, but go on.
Okay, that's fair. You're right. It wasn't all my fault.
It was not.
But
They just get
I
used to
think-
Mel doing it fine, and then they just don't pay attention to you.
Well, what happens is listen, I don't have very much health. So if I don't get out of these stupid like green things that come underneath me in like a half a second, I'm insta dead. Okay. So I get like a green thing and I just run as soon as I see it. And this time I happen to be like closer to the back of it. And so I run back. And then
What
I'm out of
green
range.
things?
Poison.
On Alar, the little green things on the ground that spawn.
You mean the
You
fire?
mean the fire?
patches?
It's green on my screen. I don't know.
Fire
Yeah.
patches?
Oh, we need to work on your. Something's wrong with your coloring system then.
Okay, maybe I'm remembering wrong. Whatever.
Are you a priest?
Yeah.
Or a holy priest?
Yeah.
Are you wearing Primal Mooncloth still?
I have one piece of Primal Mooncloth still.
You should put stam gear on. We
Yeah,
have
I
to make our priest
know.
wear stam gear. Even I wear stam gear too sometimes.
I know. I finally am above 8k health buffed. But I
No.
still die very, very quickly. And
Lar, Void
so
Reaver, Vash. I have a priest. I play priest. My alt is a priest. I always have to put stam
Yeah.
gear on, or otherwise I'll get clapped. It's either stam gear or you need to constantly have a bubble on yourself, but then that's going to be annoying. You have to constantly put it because you're going to waste it because a lot of times you're not going to use that bubble.
yeah. No, I have been better about bubbling myself too. But so I ran back, yep. And then I was out of range. But then there was like 3 fires in front of me. So like I couldn't get back in range. And I had to run all the way like around all of these fires to get back to you.
I would never suggest it is solely your fault that I died, just so we're clear.
Sometimes
I
it is.
but it is a recurring problem in our guild where healing is totally fine, and then I'll receive no direct heals for 9 seconds and die. And it just happens sometimes. And
But
like
typically, like when I'm healing you, I spam heal rank 1 flash heal on you. Like I don't worry about the other people unless I need to circle of healing, like that's fine. But like if I'm assigned to you on a boss, like I'm spam healing rank 1 flash heal because it doesn't take any mana and it'll give you inspiration if it procs.
I
So
think so I listen, I understand. But when we have 6 healers and I'm not geared in an aggressive way, it upsets me. That's
Can a
all.
druid
And
throw me a freaking renew?
no
Yeah,
renew. I want
renew.
direct heals. I have life blooms
Palm.
and renews sometimes.
Oh yeah, not redo. That's
Palm is huge. Palm and above.
Yeah,
is
palm.
still-
Yeah, and sometimes I'll admit I do ignore palm on whenever I say there's no direct healing. Sometimes Mel does like palm. me
Palm
and stuff.
carries. Palm
Yeah,
carries.
so-
Palm's on cooldown as a priest no matter what, unless you're hurt on mana.
yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if you're
I
taking
definitely so there's definitely healing sometimes, but it is a recurring issue and I get shocked and I'm trying to like do more with my gear. We should be on farm right now. I'm getting arrogant, unfortunately, where I feel like people are disappointing me more. I feel bad saying it, but like when we wipe on something that is like easy, I'm getting more disappointed where I'm at the
Tilted.
point I want to start gearing more aggressively. I want to start doing different things, but then it's like we have a bad night every night, it feels like now, and I have to just play it safe from now
Well,
on.
I think because you want to start gearing more aggressively, and then the other people are like, "Oh, we've got this on farm. Whatever." Like,
Well, I
I'll
mean,
just make it my thing.
the more you build for threat, the more they pump. Like in my terms of a
Yeah.
warlock, I'm limited on threat cap. So if you're built for
Exactly.
mitigation and you keep building for mitigation and survivability this whole time,
Exactly. And
I
I have like all the gear in the game, so I can well, not all the gear in the game, but I have so many options. It's like fun for me to do different gear sets. So when I can't, I'm sad. But yes, I've now 2 weeks in a row released from Alar after dying. And I'm choosing to focus on the why am I dying on Alar part, but other people seem to be really concerned with the fact I keep releasing. They should just
'Cause we
let me
can't
back
res you.
in.
Oh, we all do
Kinda.
it.
And I'm still getting frustrated with seeing Warlock dots on the damn ads.
Oh man,
I'm
it
just
doesn't
like,
even.
come on,
You
dude.
know they removed it. It doesn't help towards your.
I know, and we told him that.
Why?
There were
I was
still
still
2
doing it, and
Warlock
someone goes,
dots
"Hey, that
on
doesn't do
there.
anymore." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. My bad." Shit. Okay. I'm glad they did that because my ass was seeding at the end of that. I was about to. I haven't done a parse run yet, but I'm parse running this week, and I was like, I'm gonna seed spam the shit out of those.
Yeah.
I
mean,
snuck
why
away. I
wouldn't you?
snuck
Yeah.
away with my 99 from that because I was like immediately agony all the ads. Like Prague morning. We're
And
trying
that's
to race it, speed running. I'm like, yeah.
that's what I want to do, but like when we're like wiping on it, it's like
Oh, that's my point.
should have done that, guys.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're definitely well, I guess I'll talk more about it after we go through some of the other bosses. But Void Reaver, I'm a real cool guy. I can pretty much solo tank Void Reaver. I can get hit by knockbacks. It doesn't matter. My threat's off the charts. Except this week, when I was getting knocked back, he was just like running immediately and orbing the raid and killing everybody after I got knocked back.
It
Because the
was the
aggro was still
weirdest
on
thing.
me. He was launching me with the knockback.
And were you
And-
taunt popping?
Was I what? Oh no. You can't win on Void Reaver?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
How to was the tank.
Yeah,
idea.
so normally
Scares
you
me.
like
Tanking terrifies me. Like to
yeah,
think
normally
of like
you change. So after the
someone keeping me
knockback, there's
alive.
after the knockback, there's a threat wipe. So normally it just auto changes tanks, but because I'm not losing threat,
Yeah.
it's chasing me. So
Oh man.
eventually we like changed where he was facing and it seemed better. But we wiped like twice because of that. Pulling him the same way we pull him every week. I get knocked back.
Yeah, it was so
I've been knocked
weird.
back by that 50 times at this point, and
So
it
crazy
has
to think
never
about.
happened.
You just run in there and you're just praying that people heal you. You're just like, please God, please fucking God. It's different when you because you're taking all the damage. You're like, please fucking heal me.
I pop my
Oh my God, heal me.
pop
I'm under
nightmare
half health.
speeds and stuff on pull. I'm so scared these days, but
You guys, I just do circle of healing, 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 circle of healing. Innervate, please.
it's
Circle of
good,
healing,
right?
circle of healing.
Yeah, you were high on threat this week. You almost died.
COH bangs in Black Temple too.
Oh,
It's so amazing.
I do. I
good.
remember them saying at one point they were like, "Well, Divine Spirit would be really nice," and I was like, "It's
No.
circle of healing."
Yeah.
Like,
T4, yes, discipline is the play, but not anymore.
yeah,
Unless you're running 2 priests, yeah. But
we did get a discipline priest,
Sort of. We have like
kind of like
a
a
half
sub discipline priest.
attendance. Yeah, sub discipline priest. That's a good way to put it. So Solarian, of course, is the easiest boss in the world. I get to tank it now, and we have a healer who's soaking, and life is just
We
it's
still
just
have yet,
splendid.
we still have yet to wipe on that boss. Like I think it's
I don't
impossible.
even know how.
yeah, that was a pretty. I didn't know they were gonna handle the orbs. Her mechanic like that. That Wrath of Solarian. There's been so many different ways that different
Yeah.
servers have handled that, and I was kind of hoping that they were gonna do it a different way. That was
Yeah,
shocking how easy that boss was.
Yeah, the soaking and it's just a very easy boss. KT we ended up struggling on. Did I get Flame Strike twice and die? No, I only got Flame Struck once. I'm disputing the logs because one of the times we were already wiping. But yes, I'm having trouble seeing the Flame Strikes when I leave him where he stands because there's already like a circular pink thing where he's standing. So I ended up just started moving him and it made it way easy. But life's hard, okay? I have to hit a lot of buttons as a tank on that fight. I'm hitting my shield. I'm doing all kinds of things. I might have got Flame Struck. But luckily, I don't know how people make fun of me for random stuff like releasing or walking off the boardwalk in SSC, but luckily no one puts me on blast for like real things like getting flame struck. Everyone's yelling about like phoenixes and MCs, and I'm like, yeah, don't blame your main tank for dying to something on the ground.
Well, and after that, I like stealth soulstoned you.
Yeah, that almost saved a run. That almost got us that
man,
kill when it was
it
really
did,
scuffed.
yeah.
Luckily we got him down. It was like a little
Okay,
rough,
wait,
but
no. Can I talk about the phoenixes? Because
yeah.
come on, you can't just brush
I
over the
I
phoenixes.
don't do anything with phoenixes. I just
Okay,
stand there tanking KT.
so here's the thing. The phoenixes were aggroing all the healers, right? And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was different this time that has changed, but there was this big conversation. They were like, people just need to kite the phoenixes. So if it gets on you, you just need to kite it. And we're like, okay, fine. And so a phoenix gets on me, I fade, but then like 3 more come on me because I have to heal. And so I'm kiting, Jasmine's kiting, I think Stoof's kiting too. And then we wipe, and everybody's like, is nobody gonna heal the freaking main tank? And we're like, yeah, we would. We're all the way on the other freaking side of the room kiting these stupid
You don't have a tank
phoenixes.
titan. You don't have a tank titan him.
He keeps getting
Yeah,
mind
keeps getting
controlled.
mind controlled.
He gets mind controlled the
Okay.
most of anybody.
Have someone set a macro to poke his ass right away. Like I have macro for him, and he sits by
See,
him. And
wow, that would be great if all of our rogues would have their dagger skills up. If no, we. I mean, I
You're only half
Yeah.
joking.
I agree.
Two
I
tanks.
agree
You got
with
the
you.
pally tank and the.
We
Yeah.
had our healers have a little dagger workup party this last week.
No, we're not. No, we're not. That is.
They
Healer-
already did. Jasmine and
Healers
Kim
don't know
both got
anything about this
daggers.
game, so they just do whatever they want in their free time.
I think
There's a reason
they were
there's a
trying to
reason
shame
hunters and rogues do it.
IDDQD into getting his daggers up, is what they were trying to do.
That's fine. That's fine. If we want to shame someone into doing it, I'm okay for that. But yeah, our I think our MC breaks are probably what the actual issue is. But I don't know what the RNG is or like what's up. He gets MC'd on the first pack of MCs like every time. It's just
He also
absolutely
gets
insane.
watery graved all the time on Morgrim.
He's a paladin tank. He gets watery graved every other Murloc.
Once or twice,
phase.
at least, every
He got-
Morgrim run.
He got watery graved twice in a row, didn't he?
Yes.
At one
yes.
point. This week has just been
Watery Grave has been destroying me lately.
I
Oh.
just
got
It's
some
been
quotes
horrible.
that
Yeah,
fucking
it's
me up.
been. Yeah, I've had like my chance to parse all this week because I don't have an assigned curse, and like I got watery graved every time. Like it just
Yep. That's how
Just
I
how
feel
they
too.
get
It
you.
sucks, man.
yeah. I parsed like I got
That-
watery graved, and I parsed a 96. Without that watery grave, I might have had my 99.
Mhm.
SSC went slightly better until the end, but Hydros, I was ready. I was getting my 100 parse. I 99 parse despite being dead for the last 20 seconds of the fight. I was like right there. I was crushing it, but we were down so much DPS. We were down. I think at that point we had 25, and we probably thought we were good to go. But we were
But we
bringing
had
7 healers.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
7 healers, and I don't know. I actually didn't check if Ozzy DC'd at that point, but one of our warlocks ended up DCing. So we're running 24 with 7 of them being healers.
He
So we're
DC'd
pretty
around
low.
Lurker, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe right
he
before
was
Leo.
he was DC'd at Hydros.
Really?
But I don't know if it was before or after we killed Hydros. And then he came back, ran a little bit, and DC'd before Lurker. So we were very low on DPS, but we still were able to 2-phase it very poorly.
Oh,
which
and
is good.
Ozzy's are Affy lock too.
Yeah, the
so
Affliction Warlock. So the whole night just goes slow
Yes,
because we're
all of our
missing that
tanks
damage.
died on Hydros.
Well, there's
and-
nothing you can do. Only the nature tank can nature
Yeah.
tank.
So it was basically just he was low enough health that we were just like,
Yeah, he just was running around killing people
Like,
as we killed him.
somebody
Yeah.
dies, but we get a little bit more damage. Somebody else dies. Somebody else dies. But we didn't wipe.
Yeah, Lurker, we had an issue. One of the elites was teleporting around massacring people. I couldn't see it, But apparently he was
Ooh, I know
doing
why
that.
it does this, and I forgot.
No one was
Dude,
on the
I'm
platform.
okay.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
know why. Yeah.
I'm with the one other lock on the normal lock platform. We like split the locks, but like usually it's just us two there. And this dude just warps over while we're taking care of the two other things, and we're like, "What just happened?" And it's just like one shots me, and I'm like, "Ooh, okay."
Just massacres everyone. Leo, I die on, which is not a huge deal, but why? I wasn't wearing any less gear. I think I had more gear on than normal. I was tankier than normal.
Which one's
Just
Leo?
why? I know why. I didn't receive
Demon
any
form
direct
one.
healing for 7 seconds, and I'm the main tank. Uh,
Leo's the
You
one
guys-
where you have
you
the
have a
little
warlock tanking?
things.
we have a warlock
do.
tanking, but it was the last phase. I just got like meleeed down over normal time.
Oh yeah, I think that's because all of the tank healers are in one spot. Here's my thing.
And they all
the
got
tank
whirlwind.
healers are in one spot. No, but the whirlwind came towards them, so they all ran this way, and you're over here. So by the time we get back, so like that's the
Makes
thing is
sense.
like I think it's just communication, right? Like the people that aren't the tank healers should still heal the tank if the tank's dying.
Yeah,
Everybody's just
yeah.
scared of the tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all. But
That's
it
all.
was fine. This Fathom Lord, the Fathom Lord blew my mind. I don't know what went on with Fathom Lord. We finally did it where I pulled the boss in, we AoE'd everything down, and then killed the priestess after. Our
Yeah,
parses were horrible.
Yeah,
Why
they
was our
were.
DPS so garbage
I have
for that?
I have no idea. Like we were getting hit like on the main platform. Like the tornadoes were just there the entire time, getting a lot of people. But
That
it
could be
was
part.
really bad. Like
This is-
we all
yeah, it
had
was-
90 like plus parses DPS wise the week before doing the same strategy, and then this time, I
well,
think
it was
actually
even a worse strategy. Because
Yeah,
I was
I
keeping
don't
the
know.
boss out. So you'd think all the warlocks and everything would be doing more damage. It was a crazy night. Morgrim, we just had insane. Like I said, the watery graves and the paladin were insane. I think we had wiped one time on Morgrim.
No.
Everyone
Can I
was
say
freaking
something?
out. Yeah.
The tornadoes. Everybody,
Yeah, that's what I was
Harskar
saying.
always says, like, make sure you don't get hit by the tornadoes. Make sure you don't get hit by the tornadoes. Tornadoes don't hurt you. Like, you're not taking damage from the tornadoes.
I know they don't do anything but slow you down.
I don't understand why this is such a barrier. Like, if I get a tornado, I get better line of sight usually. Like, who
Can you
cares?
cast
Like,
in the air?
Yeah, but I can't cast in
Instant
the air.
cast, yeah.
I can
Okay,
only do
so it's like
instants.
a DPS loss. But other than that,
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess it's not
and
that
it's not
bad.
like people are dying from the
Well,
tornadoes.
it leaves it over too. You get a debuff on you for like 7 seconds or whatever after the tornado.
Okay.
But what does the debuff
Oh.
do?
It slows your casting down by like 60%.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why I was
that's it.
casting
Yeah.
so
I
slow.
don't know if it's 60%, but it's super fucking slow.
Everyone's listening to Mel and purposefully getting hit by tornadoes.
That
Oh, yeah,
wasn't me. That was Jasmine that said that. Probably
Oh, it's
because Jasmine
miserable
has
if
all
your
instant
if your
cast.
cast sucks because
This is what I'm-
compatible cast is like a 5 second, 4.5 second cast, 5 second cast.
This is what I'm talking about. I love our healers, but healers just do not know about fights. I just feel like
Listen,
healers
I know what I need to
don't
know.
know.
I feel like there needs to
I
be a
got
healer,
prayer
someone making
mending.
videos of like to help healers out or something. You know?
I think there
There
I
does
think
need
you're
to be.
right.
There's
Circle of
there's none of
healing
that.
will
No one
do.
making any
Like, you're
content, bro.
fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no
with-
one makes content for freaking healers. That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about. Or tanks, really. Like it's just DPS
Yeah, bro.
shit.
There's literally just warlocks and hunters. That's like it. There's not even
Tanks are
anybody
tough.
making mage videos or
Or,
any of
uh,
them. It's just literally a warlock
yeah.
dude and a hunter dude.
Yep. And there's no
tanks are
like
too pedantic, dude.
yeah,
We're
there's
always
no
fighting each
rogue
other.
videos.
Yeah.
Well, Sarth does. Sarth does some
Mark
rogue
does rogue
stuff.
hunter and I do warlocks and I think there's like a no, I think there's a druid. I want to say there's a feral. Oh yeah, druids. Druids have one. About it.
Huh. Yeah, that is
Gotcha.
kind of a bummer.
Because there's a lot of
And-
little nuances of like you read what to do, when to use circle of healing, when it's a good time to use other stuff.
It's
Yeah.
actually insane, especially looking at other prot warriors who are struggling already. It's like, dude, they just don't know what they're doing.
There's your market, bro, right there.
Yeah, but then I can be criticized. That's the
Yeah,
tanks
but
are
that's
so
fine. Yeah, but here's the
critical.
thing: you'll be criticized,
Tank-
but I'm criticized all the time. You
Dude,
just do it
Crix-
anyway, 'cause
yeah,
people will
Crix-
like it.
That's
Though.
fair.
People will like it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
Crix
people will like
gets
it. You
it
have your
from
fan base
the
for your community right here that'll support you with it right here already.
yeah, dude.
That's
Crix is wrong 5% of the time, but like these
Oh, they're playing for it.
freaking turds just like jump on that and never even talk. I mean, it's the same thing
So
in everything in life.
for me, the problem is like tanking is so. It's like, um, I don't know. It's like dentistry or something. It's like half science, half art. Where yes, it's like I was arguing about how I would have built a Dragon Strike in like someone's situation in the Fight Club Discord, and everyone's like, Dragon Strike isn't good, but it's like no one. You have to look at all the factors, and it's so hard to get that through to everybody when they're just like, oh, they're looking at everything like, oh, that's not on my dish list, or oh,
Yeah,
that's only for dual wielding.
Everyone's set in their own ways, dude. It's crazy.
It's like, oh my god, you have
It's
to-
like everyone's afraid to step out, or they step out way too far left. And it's like some
Yeah.
outrageous shit.
Dude, well,
It's
and
kind
one
of
of the
quelled
things
now.
Oh,
In phase 1, everyone was all about not being defense capped.
Bro.
People were like,
Oh, you don't need
why
it.
do I have to be defense capped?
Yeah.
Why? And it's like, it's so easy to hit that it's
Well,
like, why not?
it's like it's a problem, I think, not just our guild, but many guilds. But we've done it for the entirety of Classic and for TBC. I just take it on myself to ask the questions I already know an answer to. Because no one's going to ask the question because they don't want anyone to know that they don't know what this does. So I'm like, well, what does it actually do? I know what it does. I just want someone to say it to someone else so that so that they'll actually understand, because they won't
Well, I
speak
know that
up
they
and
know.
say, I don't know how to do that. And
Yeah, we all believe you, Bob. Sure.
well,
I-
either
but-
way, even if I don't know it, I'm still the
It
one that
still
actually
helps.
asks, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very useful.
Well, it's like
have
when we
some.
were doing KT and Daisy's like, I need the people that died in the flame strikes to tell me why they died, why they
That
or
was
that
pretty
died to the
funny.
cheating.
Well,
I
and
was like-
that's when
was
I
like, I'll
come
tell you why I
out
died.
and I just go, he's like, well, I'm not going to call out the names. I'm like, just, if you don't want to call out the names to call them out, just send them a tell. Like, maybe they
Kinda feel
don't
like
know
people
what's
need to-
going
people
on.
need to- people need to start calling people out, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the thing
don't,
is-
just call them out
No.
in a nice way, or send them a tell.
Yeah,
like something
you're
like
making
that.
it personal. You're making it personal by not calling them out.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly,
you've
because
turned it
they're going to
into
screw
calling
up
you
You
out.
know
again.
that you are actually a delete. Don't
Yeah,
stand
it's
in the flame strike.
I don't think it's that crazy to be like whenever there's another warrior, there's almost never another warrior. But if there is one, I want them to demo shout for me. And if I have to tell them, hey, can you put demo back up? I'm not trying to be like, hey, idiot, don't know
Yeah,
how to
exactly.
keep demo up. I'm just asking you to hit the
Well, that's what I
button.
was just saying earlier to the mic kill, bro. For an example, if I'm Curse of Wreck and that sits up 90, if I miss it once, don't fucking yell at me, bro. Just be like, yo, Wreck.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
dude, like nothing is personal. I'm just saying the words of things that need to be done.
Mhm.
Like, there's no, it's just
Yeah,
just
and
crazy.
for me, if I'm standing in on something, I'm not going to respond well to you if you're like, Bob, you're a fucking idiot. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, Bob, you were standing in this, I'd be like, oh, shit, was I? Oh, crap.
Especially in
Okay,
a
I'll
raiding
make sure to
scenario.
fix that next time.
It's gamer pride. I have fond memories. Well, two of my friends in real life, we were like leveling through dungeons for fun, the three of us. So we're 3-manning dungeons. This is like in retail. Who even knows what expansion? Maybe like MOP or something. And I would get like insulted. I was healing and I would get insulted whenever the tank was using cooldowns. Because I'm like, you didn't have to do that. I was keeping you up. Like, and it's like, that is such gamer pride, dude.
Well, I used to do that in retail when I would heal. I was like, why, bro, what?
Yeah, that's what I
Why'd you
mean.
lay on
I
hands,
feel
bro?
like
I
you
had
gotta
you.
get rid
Why'd you
of that
bubble?
feeling. Everyone is so prideful and doesn't like they don't. They're so immediately defensive about
Yeah.
stuff when
Now
it's
I'm like bubble because I'm DPSing as a healer, so you need a bubble.
yeah, the opposite. Yeah, you better keep yourself up. Start holy lighting yourself. There's-
And I'm excited to go to this. Well, we already moved. I'm excited to start after this little Road to Rag character thing, whatever, because I want to start playing alts, man. There's so many classes I want to play in TBC. All those
Alts
tanks
are
are
really
so
good.
fun.
Also definitely really good. Let me finish out the raid talk. We didn't kill Lady Vash. For the first time in a month and a half or something, we just couldn't get through phase 2. We just didn't have the DPS.
And phase 2 has been on farm since like the second night we did
It
it.
be like
Yeah.
that though sometimes. You just have those nights where it's just.
I
It wasn't gonna happen.
it's the first time, maybe ever, that we called a raid early because we were like very off. Normally, we have plenty of time. We're absolutely destroying these mobs. Like there's just no shot that we're not going into phase 3 clean. And then it was just like there's a
Like
third Naga
3
coming out.
Striders up.
Yeah, like a third Strider's about to come up. We're just like, forget this, dude. We're not gonna do this for another 30 minutes. Like it's a
I'm
little
telling
crazy,
you,
but
losing that 4th Warlock, especially the Amphilock, is a big freaking deal. That like
and I think the Ret Paladin not having
Paladin,
wisdom or
too.
like constantly up with the refreshing and the extra buff, and I think we're getting more stringent. That's the moral of this story is the content is hard. We're gonna start having to be more like we need grade groups that are put together properly, and we need people really like there to do well. Because we want to go into the next phase really strong. We have strong players, but raid nights like this, it's so scary to see. Like going 9 of 10 when you're already 10 of 10, it's like not a great feeling. So I think you're
Listen,
muted.
I think it's because
Sorry about that.
Bushy
listen,
quit.
Linda.
He, I beat him in the death race, one time, and then he never came back. I think that's the moral of the story is that he was so upset that
A tank
I
leaving
died less
is I
than
mean, a
him.
tank leaving is a setback. That's
No, but can we blame it on the fact that I died less than him? So he was done. He told me he was
that is
mortified.
embarrassing
Oh yeah,
for him.
Crix doesn't know this. Our main tank Bear made these bets with Mel about who would die the most, and he
Yeah.
totally set her up to fail because she's the priest, the holy priest, and he's
Oh, yeah.
the
You
bear
see those
tank.
spirits more than anything.
Well, and she's also
He'd
always
also
got
bring
the
the
soul
whirlwind
stone.
mobs over towards me
Hey,
and be
the
like, I almost
bet.
gotcha.
That's your fault. You shouldn't have bet him.
Yeah,
I know.
Huh? Oh,
once you bet.
that's crazy. That's some shit I would do.
Oh man. All right. Well, we got to get this. We got to get the show moving on. So let's head into the news. So the news is going to be pretty short and sweet, I think. Like, if anybody wants to pipe in about something, go ahead. But the free character transfers we talked about last week are going in. They are live now. You could transfer. You'll probably be listening to this on Monday. So if you want to transfer, you could transfer. They did not gate it for factions. I send out a plea, like only half joking. Alliance, please come to Whitemane, please. We're
Why
down
is
under
it that-
30% now. Please come to Whitemane. Alliance, please.
Can I
You're
just
my
ask a
only hope.
question?
Yes.
So they have all of these servers listed that have free character transfers. And then they have the available servers that they can transfer to.
hmm
And I don't understand why they didn't just make these are the servers that can transfer and these are the ones you can transfer to because they're all the same.
Yeah, it's literally just the
There's
copy
no
and paste
it's
of
like
everything.
a copy paste of where you can go. It's like why not just say these are the ones that can transfer and these are the servers that all of you could transfer to. That's just stupid.
They just wanted to have a long blue
because
post.
this is part of a larger list of this. So this announcement is for NA, which is probably a part of a larger spreadsheet that they have that also has like EU and
I just
Oceanic
didn't. Yeah,
servers on it.
I just didn't
So-
put the link for the EU there. I'll include it in the
I'm talking
notes,
about
though.
them I'm talking about them internally. Why they would have a document like this that has this listed out is because there's other servers like EU and Oceanic that transfer to other places. That's probably why it does look absolutely ridiculous in this thread. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week more. It makes sense why they're doing it because they care more about there not being dead servers than faction balance, which is probably correct on their end. If you want to keep people playing, you need to get them off of dead servers. So
Yeah, I took
But-
advantage of that right away. We were gonna
Oh,
transfer
yeah, a lot of
regardless,
people.
but now I don't have to pay for it, so that's cool.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
And that's what
pretty
was
what
hard.
sucks
Like I
for
know when we
us,
talked
though.
to like Meldron though, like that's what was hard is like they wanted to transfer off of the dead
Scarum.
server, right?
Yeah.
Scarum. But getting the entire guild to transfer and pay for the transfer was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
hard.
know, you're gonna
Yeah,
lose
we have.
people.
I'm in a hardcore guild, and we have. I would say more than half of them have 4, 5, 6 characters.
Well,
Yeah.
and what
They all got
Melderon, and I were talking about last week is, unfortunately, he wants world PvP, but what's happening is they're going to go to Fairlita, and eventually Farolina's going to be Scarum, just with a
Alliance gonna
whole
leave,
lot
yeah.
more horde. And what
Mhm.
sucks about this is for the people on the dead servers, it's great because they get to move off free. But how
To them,
about
it is a little more
us?
PvP.
Well, how about us? Yeah, true. But how about us on white white main on the smaller faction? If we want to get out of the predicament we're in, now we have to pay for every character to transfer. And right now, we're just slowly
Oh.
getting overrun by horde coming over.
Oh, they didn't let you guys transfer?
Only small servers can transfer. So
Yep.
it's small to big, but there's no option for small faction people on big servers to transfer.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
it's
they just
like
let the Alliance do stuff. They gotta look at that better. Combine the servers. Just hey, you guys want a choice? Then you go with them. Boom, mega
yeah.
server.
And like we've said, a small disparity is fine, but like the writing's on the wall for White Main, just like Benediction. Benediction's at like 20% horde. We're gonna be the same with White Main, and you just get to a
Right there,
point where
combine those
yeah,
two.
yeah, you combine them and you have a healthy population. Add
They
more
should have just
layers
one
in.
server like that. They should. They should have one server that's just like as 45, 50, like or 45, 50, just as even as they can get. And then, people don't like it, they can leave. But people
I
like
mean,
it, they go.
Farolina is worse than Whitemane now. Farolina is 26.2%
Yeah,
alliance.
there are multiple mega servers now. It's not just this. The Alliance one is Benediction. Firemaw EU, like is there I
Firemaw
don't
is
think
I'm
like
so jealous of Firemaw.
50-50.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. Like, it makes me want to almost play EU
yeah.
just
Oh, it's
because
a
of
lot
that.
of players at
I
50-50
wish I
too.
played EU. I remember it was one of my big regrets.
Yeah, it's just like
Or
then
TBC.
you deal with the ping. Like, yeah.
I've never really noticed big ping issues from playing EU.
I mean, really, you only jump up to like 200, and I mean, honestly, if you played Classic WoW, you had a fake ping of 400.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean I play East Coast to West Coast and my ping's at a constant like 70. If it was at like 150, I think it'd be fine.
basically the same. Yeah,
It would be fine.
it's not
if I
not a first person shooter.
It's more worth it to be on a good server, I think, than worry about the ping. Like if you're in a guild right now, like our guild, like I said, we're not like struggling. We just had a bad couple of weeks or a bad week. But if we were in a guild that was struggling more, and then also on a server that is like waning interest on that server, it's like, what do we do now? Do we quit? Do we transfer? It's tough.
Yeah, and I just have so many characters now. It would cost. I mean, for me and Mel to move all of our characters, it'd be a good $300.
Come to White Main. If you're a guild out there, that's
Please.
Alliance. If you're a guild, that is Alliance. It doesn't matter what time zone you're in, I don't think, right? The time zones doesn't matter for transferring. US West versus US East, it doesn't matter. I don't think there's any actual East Coast servers anyway, that are like located on the eastern seaboard for ping purposes. So come to White Main. We'll set you up. You can have an alliance with Vargflocken. We'll protect you on your way into SSC. We'll teach you the ways we do
We
bosses
didn't
if
even
you're
protect
struggling.
ourselves on the way into SSC. Like, I don't know.
I go there early
know,
so I can
we'll
summon you
join
behind the
together, I'm
portal.
saying. We'll all help each other. Come to White Main. We'll all be friends. We'll all have a good time. That's the whole moral of the story.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
It's not that bad yet. It's salvageable.
I mean, this is the exact spot we were in phase 2, and guilds saved us. So we're asking for your assistance
Have
again.
you guys ever read? Oh no, that's for never mind. I was gonna say population wise. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. But
Yeah.
okay, so we talked about the nerfs that almost got stealth nerfed in last week. They did talk about it, and the nerfs are going to come in on December 14th. I think this is fine. I think we should be like 2, maybe 3 weeks out from the next phase, like when that pops in, right?
You would think something like that.
Wait, December 14th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said December
I
14th
don't
is
think we're gonna
when
be
they're going to
anywhere
nerf
near.
the raids.
They haven't even talked about PTR yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like they can't have the season 2 of Arena be like 4.5 months long when the first
Yeah.
season was 3, right?
Yeah, that's why I said when they said in the beginning they're gonna have to break that off. They're not gonna be able to have the phases match unless they're going
Yeah.
to, unless we're only gonna have a shorter PTR. But if they're going by the timeline last one, then they're.
I
a
kind
month.
of
I hope they don't have a PTR open more than like a week.
see, and
Or
I
just
kind
choose
of
some
want
people to do
that.
some testing.
I
I mean,
like
let's be honest,
I would
guys.
prefer PTR to be really short and sweet
Yeah.
because
Does anything happen with PTR except for people actually like trying to figure out content before
For
they go
guilds like
in?
us trying to fucking beat
yeah,
everybody world first.
Yeah,
you're
but
getting your
But
honestly,
wipes
if
in
you
like,
leave it open
early
for everybody to
free.
practice it for every 5 days a week, that's like,
yeah,
versus
like
the people
why?
having to use their
It,
fucking brain and go in there.
my point is like there was a bunch of bugs that they identified in PTR that didn't get fixed before the last phase came out. So like, let's just forget this whole thing.
I feel
That
like they
was
didn't
pretty
even do anything
aggravating.
with PTR. What was the point of it?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what it I listen, if you're gonna have a PTR, we saw the max PTR where they adjusted things so you didn't know what was going on.
Mhm.
Like you couldn't tell how hard it would be, but you could still fix bugs. I dig that. If you're gonna have a PTR be everything, the bugs have to be fixed. Like you can't just ignore the issues in the PTR or just not have it at all. This is the first time though that I kind of want to do PTR. Maybe it's because I'm like I said, I'm not disappointed in my guild or anything, but I thought we were gonna do better this tier than we have, and I kind of want to sneak into PTR a little bit and see if maybe we can at least do one raid night to get a little familiar with some trash and stuff. Would I
Yeah,
think help us out a lot.
because I mean we did Vash in 20 wipes. We did KT in 7, 8 or something.
9
Good.
9
9.
polls of KT is the
So
new
like
final number.
I feel like if we got a couple of those wipes in on PTR, like it would have went a lot better for us. Especially learning the early bosses, like would have just got us right to Vash night 1.
We're the kind of guild too that wipes on every trash pack. I feel like the first time we pull any
Trash
trash
is the
pack,
worst.
yeah, we just wipe. We're just like, what the hell is it doing? We're just never prepared properly for the trash.
Yeah, trash is the hardest part of these raids, man.
Yeah,
And P6 is gonna get harder.
yeah, they take a lot
Much
of time.
harder.
It just takes so much time. And then if you after the first time you do the trash, you save so much time. So it
Mhm.
feels bad to go in for the first time on live servers, miss out chances at loot just because you're learning the
I mean, if
trash
you
the
have
whole
the
time.
bodies, the roster that's gonna go, if you can get him to go on the PTR, I think you should definitely try it out. At
Yeah,
least
that's
last
what
couple.
we're gonna do. Even if we can
It
just
would
get
help.
like
Well, and it's
20.
exciting too. It's like some people look at it as exciting because they see the raid a little bit earlier. You can hype it up, and then some people are like, "Oh, it's another raid night." Unless you literally go, "Oh, guys, well, you have to add at night, right, to do it because you're not going to cancel your raid night for that." Unless you do that, which is fine, but then you're missing the loot on,
Yeah,
you're missing
I
the
don't
Vaz
think we
loot.
on
could
the actual
justify
server.
canceling a raid, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it's got to come out quickly after this. I can't imagine. I mean, who knows? Maybe next week we'll get a PTR announcement.
Yeah, that's what
in the
That's
time.
it has to be. Like, I don't think it's gonna come out till after New Year's, but I hope it comes out sooner. I mean, right now I'm fine. I would be happy with like that date. Yeah, I'd be happy with that date somewhere in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna like try and like make sure Season of Mastery is running, and then they're gonna be like, all right, now back to TBC. This poor classic team
I
is doing the
hope they
most
do
work
that.
out of all of Blizzard.
Well, I think they have a different team, Season Mastery and then TBC. But at the
I
same
was
time, I
listening
hope
to
they pay. I don't feel
Josh.
like TBC is not really. I don't feel like they're paying that much attention to TBC.
They're not.
I feel like
Well,
they can definitely give us more love.
yeah, they're not at the moment, but I was listening to Josh. Josh Corbett from Countdown to Classic actually had the lead WoW dev, the lead for Classic WoW on this last week. I listened to it today. It was great, but it sounds like he is in charge of both of them.
Okay.
So I think as soon as they think everything's running good on Season of Mastery, it's back to TBC, and then they're going to
Yeah,
worry
I
about
think they
that.
must already be done with it. Yeah, they must already be done with like T6
Here-
or something, and they're just waiting.
Here's the problem I have is we're far past no changes, right? I think everyone agrees on that. I don't like that, and I brought this up before, that like the Falconers, for instance, shoot through the walls with their arrows in the eye. Like these sort of things, I don't understand why they wouldn't fix these little things because it's like do they not care at all? You're gonna change vanilla
Exactly.
WoW, you're gonna overhaul vanilla WoW, but you won't fix like simple bugs in TBC.
Like, you literally
And
just remade the bosses pretty much in a game
Yep.
you fucking ended a few months ago. And
yeah,
a better game is out. You can bring more hype to this damn game.
Your
I mean, you're just spending
YouTube
they're already probably spending a bunch of time on Lich King too.
Crix, your YouTube short, because you've been kind of dabbling in the YouTube shorts, but
Yeah.
your short of Shazrath was hilarious. Where you're like, "Yep,
Crazy.
they made changes," and there's like 9 like Shatrath, like little ghosts that are
Change the
just
TBC raids. I
It
remember doing
was so
that for
good.
fucking ever. You couldn't have changed the cares in. It's up, something. Sprinkle
Yeah,
in something.
I
All you're giving
completely
us these holiday events, bro.
and they can't use no changes as an excuse anymore. You know,
I
in
just hope that they
vanilla,
get their shit together
yeah.
for Lich King. That's all I hope.
We'll
I just
see.
hope that they know Lich King is big. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows people are gonna play it. Like, I just hope that they.
I
I mean,
can't
TBC's
wait
not.
for
I'm
Lich
enjoying
King.
myself. TBC's not. I'm not shit talking TBC. I actually am having fun with TBC. I'm just currently bored, but like I'm not mad at them. Like I'm Blizzard fanboy, but I hope that Lich King is just.
Dude,
I hope.
my end
Yeah, I hope
game
there's
is
more
Lich
interest in
King.
Lich King. Yeah, me too. I just hope that there's more interest, man.
The thing
Yeah,
about
think there will
TBC is
be.
TBC is fun right now because it was a good game back then.
Yeah.
TBC is not fun because of changes that they've made to
Well,
TBC.
a big thing they could do to TBC right now, and maybe some people will, get mad at me for this, but just drop the attunements. Like, just let people come in,
Yeah.
work up a character, and come into the raid, because the attunements are just
At least by
out of this
now.
world.
Like
Yeah.
how you're about to nerf it. If you're nerfing it next week, that's when you should do it too. Kind of like you
Yeah.
would retail. They do it
Yeah.
on retail. Hey, nerfs around. We're really doing this. Do that same thing.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
okay, so the next one, we're moving on to the Season of Mastery news. We've talked about these changes week in and week out, most of us. So the official list of all the changes coming to Season of Mastery was released. If anybody wants to talk about any different change, feel free, but especially Crix, did you have anything you wanted to say about any of the changes they made for Season of Mastery? Because we've gotten our thoughts out on most of the changes across the board.
I love what they did to the raid. I'm a big raider. My background comes from raiding. I like what they did. I've cleared MC. We did it before we did it when they opened it, and then they changed it to the big change, and we did it again. And at one point, we were doing a boss, and Blizzard was in there like changing it while we were doing it.
Yeah.
They were and it was so interesting to see them doing that and supporting it and being there and changing it. I love that they changed it, and it made me want to play the game. Like if Lich King wasn't on the horizon, I'm kind of like shifting my focus of everything to Lich King soon. I would like probably go full swing in the Season of Mastery because I quit Classic. But at the same time, then I look back at I quit right when BWL started. So it's like, do I want to go through BWL again and then still have to run MC every week to get bindings?
Oh, it was
and then,
horrible, dude.
And then now it's going to take long. So now we can't
gonna be
Zerg it.
hard.
It takes longer.
Right.
And it's not going to be just an hour. It's going to be 2 hours or whatever, which will be cool at first because, yeah, this is cool. New shit. Yeah, man. And then it's like, can we just
But
be
it's
done
like,
with this?
but we still need our belts. The warriors still need their belts. So
Binding,
we
onslaught
still need to
girdle,
go back
bindings,
so they
everything.
get bindings. Like, oh, yeah,
And
I
rag
did
is- rag is
everything.
timed now, right? So if you have a bad raid night, you might just miss your rag loot for the week, right?
Yep.
Did I make that up? Yeah. So that's
1 hour timer.
imagine going to BWL, then going to MC and just
Wait,
having a
what's an
bad
hour
night.
timer?
Rag,
an hour?
right? Doesn't he despawn after like
1 hour. Yep. Just
Hey,
like
the trash respawns so much in there now too, faster. It was like 30 minutes. It was
Oh,
crazy.
really?
It was so
Oh,
it was miserably
God.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
it
this road
sounds
to
fun to
Rack system is
do.
crazy.
This sounds fun if I could just I'm not a purist. If I could just start with a end game, not an end game character, but a level 60, maybe I'd be more interested.
Yeah.
I do want to try this content. It sounds fun, but that's like taking on a second part-time job to just do it.
That
like
or it's
another-
either that because you can't even do it like for like 4 hours here and there because it takes forever. I will say I'm leveling on it now with the changes because they boosted the experience and it's significant. It's not just a little bit. I feel it drastically. I'm talking, and
awesome.
all I do is level. I've leveled many warlocks as an alliance character from 1 to 40, right? Doing the hardcore challenge, which means I'm basically doing quests, not doing any dungeons, not boosting. I'm not getting any gear. I'm crafting my own shit. You know the rules. And now I'm doing it on Season Mastery, and it is exponentially faster. I can easily feel it. Crazy.
All right, well,
It won't be that bad a level. But,
Well, let's talk about that because Season of Mastery is live. So I'm waiting till next week to actually start jumping in. The only reason I'm playing Season of Mastery is because of Cargos and the community that he's built with the hardcore challenge. It actually sounds like something fun to me. If I die like 2 or 3 times, I'm probably going to stop, just go back to TBC and just do that. But you've been doing the hardcore challenge this last week. What's that been like?
I love it. I've been doing it for a while since Cargo started it. He's a guildie of mine, and we started it and reached out to us, and that's when we started a couple years ago. And it's just fun. It's just hard. It makes you look at the game different. It's not. People know how long it took in classic level, how hard it was. You were probably dying in classic. People level and they die sometimes. Now it's you have one life. Realistic.
And
No,
then
it's a game.
also, for anybody that doesn't know, it's also you can't use the auction house. You can't
Mhm.
like. So I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm gonna be wanding stuff down, and then I thought to myself, well, how the fuck do I get a wand?
So you have to pick up enchanting and tailoring and craft your own wand.
Oh,
The
but
farmland and craft your own wand, and then you can't even continually enchant because you look at the head of the future. What do you need?
yeah,
You need
and then
You
rods
gotta
and
put your
blacksmith.
should
mindset
I
back though. This was
should I
oh,
even
you
get?
didn't play.
But like, should I even get skinning? Should I even
You
get
didn't play
these types of
classic
things because I
release,
can't sell
Bob.
it?
No wonder you're confused. I'm like, Bob,
What do you
it's just
mean?
like classic release all over again.
Yeah.
There was
No,
no
I played
auction.
it.
Like we didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
You
I
said
did.
you came late.
Oh no, Mel
It,
came late. I came day one. I had my
Well, but classic, you could
name
always just start
reserved
a
and
character
everything.
and run up to the auction house and buy a wand, even on day
sure.
one.
Yep.
Someone, because that
Yeah,
was like a farm
but
people
like
would do. They
so
would
many,
overrush
so much
it.
of the content coming out was like, here's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hour one of
Yep.
World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh yeah,
You
yep,
gotta,
Oh
yep,
man.
yep.
yeah,
I started day one standing in line for quest mobs and everything.
okay, I guess
Mel
that's
came
true.
when
I guess
I
it's
was
true.
level
You did.
19, and I went back and walked her through
Okay,
all
yeah.
the quests
I guess
to
I knew
back
that.
up.
I'm so used to you like when you started raiding with us
Yeah,
being
I
like a couple
started
months in.
like,
That's where
well,
my head is
I
every
started
time I think
raiding
Yeah,
that.
with
that's
you
because I
guys
held out
only 4
because
weeks
vanilla
late.
ruined my life. So I held out and didn't want to play classic. I had no desire. I freaking raided vanilla like 5 hours a night, 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week or something, and it was freaking miserable. Okay, it wasn't miserable.
But
I
we were
apparently
second
liked
on our
it.
server to kill Nefarian, so it was all worth it, babe.
Yeah, it wasn't, right? So
What were you
finally,
guys
like
playing
I
before classic came out?
Uh,
Warfare
Overwatch.
retail.
we were playing a lot of Overwatch. We did a
We didn't play
podcast
retail.
called the Overwatch League Recap. We were going to Overwatch games, interviewing players, stuff like that.
That sounds dope.
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah, I'm
I
starting to
wasn't
dig these
involved.
podcasts a lot.
Then it died. Overwatch died.
Well, they just that COVID just killed. Yeah, we don't need to get into this
Any
though.
conventions.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, but you're saying you can't. Yeah, like you said, you can't. So the goal is to start a level 1 character and get to 60 or 70 if you play on TBC, or retail, whatever you want to play it. And with one life, if that release spirit comes up, 0, you die. You can't soulstone. There's rules like you can't bubble herds, you can't soulstone, you can't use auction house, you can't trade with anybody. I can't open a trade window at all. We have an add-on that enforces that. It won't even let you open these things. And then
Wow.
it
and
keeps
the
track of if
add-on's
you're recording
super
everything.
cool. Like it actually connects with other people in the zone and tells you. I've been watching a
build.
bunch of the streams. It like tells you someone died. Like they're like someone died over here, someone died over there. I thought that was super
Yeah, it tells
cool.
you like on your stream with a little banner. It'll be like, "Oh, Crix died in Red Ridge."
Yeah, it's super cool.
What? But then like
I
we
feel
can
like
as an
Bob's
officer open it up and be like, "Oh, we can try. I can track who has the add-on on or not, so that I can see." Because if it's on, it's full. You can't trick it. You can't foolproof it. You can't get behind it.
Mhm.
Like we'll know. But people can still play and you sneak it and act like they're not playing it. But we can keep track of that. We were never able
I
to do that.
I feel like Bob's excuse for not starting yet is that he's just waiting and like figuring other things out. But in all reality, he's just watching everybody stream
Yeah, dude,
and
he's just
being
watching me
like,
right now. That's what he's doing. Just chain watching me, my warlock on hardcore right now, just waiting.
yeah.
I'm
He's like,
watching
what should I
you. I'm
not
watching
I'm
do? He's
fucking
taking
Cargos.
notes.
I'm
killing
watching
it right now,
Stay
my warlock
Safe.
too.
I'm watching.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's gonna
man.
wait till all of us make it. And he's like, "All right,
Ready to
He
roll.
looks good.
it's fun, man. It's a lot, and it just makes you." Classic is it's an amazing game that changed over time, and we expected it to be a different game than what it was when it came out, when it was remade.
Yeah.
And that feeling of back in the day of wanting through Elven Forest or wherever, Barrens, wherever you're from, and you're just things killing you, and you're figuring. I was young. I'm 32 now, so I'm 15 when the game came out. I'm figuring the game out, and now I'm back to figuring the game out, trying to figure out. Goddamn Benny Blanco. Now we have songs made about different NPCs that kill all these hardcore players over time because they don't know that these guys net and you can't run from them, or they don't
Oh
call
my God.
ads, and then I'm getting you're your gear. You can't just go to the auction house and buy BOEs. You can't get boosted. You can't open a trade thing and go buy bags. You need bag space. Otherwise, you're not gonna pick any loot up off the ground and be able to make gold. You know what I mean? You got to craft your own bags, craft your own,
Yeah,
and
it's
it just makes you use all that herbs. It's
All,
impossible to do a warrior or a
it's literally like I've been
all I
planning on
want,
doing this, but I came like I was just in the car headed to go get my tacos today, and I was like, wait, what crafting am I going to do? Because I can't sell ore, I can't sell leather. What
you sell.
what
Well,
am I?
skinning,
What?
you're just vendoring everything. So like, for instance, I have a rogue that's level 48 right now, and when he hit 40, obviously couldn't buy my mount because how am I gonna gold? So I didn't get my mount. I naturally just, okay, I'm gonna go farm gold. Farm gold as a rogue, and the only way to do that was farming turtles, which as a sub rogue sucked to ambush. Obviously I'm using bleeds and stuff. But anyway, rogues farming shit is up. And then I farmed straight mobs and didn't get it to level 44. That was a big difference, right? But
Oh,
when I play Warlock now, it's just free. But you know what I mean. But the other classes, it's thinking that like that, and you're walking slow, and then it's the heartbreaking rich of when you die because it's something stupid 99% of the time. Something you
yeah.
could
all I
avoid.
want is something in game for it. I like that they added the death thing, so you can show that you haven't died before. I bring this up in old school RuneScape. You
Yeah.
can turn on something that sets like the add-on rules, but like in game,
Yeah.
having it game official just feels so much better to me. I'm just one
I
of
don't
those
think they're.
people.
We're hoping that they open. I think they'll open a Blizzard. I mean, a hardcore server at one point, but the
Yeah.
add-on is you can't
Yeah.
play the game without the add-on.
Yeah.
Which,
So I think that
but the add-on is a small file. It takes like no space in your computer, and you don't have to record or anything.
yeah,
It's just
that's incredible.
That's
Like, I think
cool.
that there's like a social aspect that I think is cool because it is fun. The way the game's described is fun, but I've said on here before, like I could never play just like a single player game like that, even if it's fun. Like I need to also show it off.
Okay,
So
but
the
Bob
more
told
you
me
can
that we
show it
can do
off,
it
the better.
together. Can
Oh yeah,
Bob and I do it
or
together?
yeah, you can do duos, trios,
Yeah, but we
squads.
can
You can quad,
only do it together.
duos, stream it. You can do it. You got to remember, I started streaming. My first content ever as a 2-viewer Andy was hardcore. So many people, Grace for Days, hardcore. Everybody that you see, Nom Nom, hardcore. All these people with 2, 3, 4, 500 viewers right now, all of us started with hardcore. We may have branched out. I branched out, team, every branched out, but they're all. This is the best community to start doing anything. I tell everybody this streaming tips. I always say start playing hardcore if you're playing hardcore. The community is already there. They are fiending to watch. Right now, it might not look like it because all the big boys are racing. Let that die down. I promise you, once that die down, dude, they are fiending to meet new people.
I've followed dozens of small streamers with they'll have 30 people watching and and they're just streaming hardcore, and I followed a ton of them, and I sit there watch them for a bit. It just gives people something to watch that gets their blood pumping rather than you don't have to be the best entertainer for that to be entertaining. You know what I mean? Whereas
That's what
usually
Grace got it.
streamers
When
have
Grace
to.
started, he just would do the most dangerous shit. King Banglet Ash at level 30, crazy stuff that he would almost do, but he would be so hype about it, and that it's a personality thing. That's a beautiful game, and I feel like the game's not going to be there forever. And then
I feel like you're talking me into this, and I definitely don't have the time to do this.
duos is
but-
just something that you do. Just pop in one morning and start a level 1 character and just say, "Bet, can we do it?" Now, here's the thing about duos is if one person dies, you both have to delete your character.
Exactly. That's what I told her. I
Now,
was
when
like,
you're
you
doing
That's why I
only
think
play
Bob doesn't want to
together.
do it with me.
Yep.
'Cause
When you do
I die a
duos, you
lot.
can trade with each other though. So he can go, tailoring. You say you're a priest warlock, he can go tailoring on enchanting, and then you can go or alch, and then you potions or whatever else. It's so I haven't done duos yet. I'm really excited too. I just don't know who I'm doing it yet.
Ooh.
I think Def Camp and Meldoron's duos are the funniest and best to
Stupid Plate
watch in the
Brothers,
world.
man.
Oh, they just go at each other. What are you doing? Stop! Stop! Stop!
Yeah, I think me and Winky are gonna do duos. I think I'm gonna go either double priest, so because we want healers for the raid just in case the healers die because it's the most important role. We'll probably level double shadow priest meme.
Winky's hella chill. We had him on at the start of TBC. He's awesome. I would love to go on F's in the chat sometime because that looks like a blast.
What I'm saying, bro, the community is the best. The best part is the community warrior. And what if I told you right now that you will not make it your first time?
I'm doing it right as soon as this is over.
Yes, do it. I will invite you to my guild. So we have 4 guilds inside of it. I'll invite you to the one that I'm in because Alpha Gang's the best.
Hell yeah, dude! I will.
I feel
I'll level
Fun,
warrior.
it's just, and You're in no hurry. You're not in a race. It's play at your own pace. It's a little crowded. You'll see some crowds right now because it started a couple days ago, but that'll die down. Trust me, it's just hype. But Blizzard's taken notice of it, and that has brought a huge surge to this game. Obviously,
Huge,
and the streamers are playing it. It's just fun. It's just, and the community is so wholesome. You'll see right when you start, you will not believe, if you've not seen guild chat, you will not believe your fucking eyes when you see there's 300-400 people online right now in the guild on each of the 4 guilds probably. Well, I don't know about the new one, and then it's just you get on, everyone's like, oh hi, they're just friendly, looking for dungeons. They die, a sea of Fs, just nonstop. I get mad sometimes because I'll be like, oh, typing something, I'll see something funny, and I'll press enter, and all of a sudden someone will die. I'm like, oh, it just goes forever, bro. And then like, oh, I'll see you again, delete, and that same person comes back in, left guild, and then 2 minutes later, join guild, and then we go again, and it's just like a
Oh man. Well,
I feel like I don't know that Bob and I's relationship. I think our marriage would die if we tried to do a hardcore duo together at the start. I feel like that's just,
Well, if you guys have been playing WoW together for a while,
yes.
you should.
They already yell at each other, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
you should see us questing. It's
Why are you getting the herb right now? We're doing a quest.
Well, here's the thing. Have you seen that Rested XP guide? I know you've seen that. The guide that they made that everybody got a picture of. That thing literally holds your hand. It literally follow arrow if you want to follow the arrow from duos, hardcore mode or not. Start one here, arrow, follow it to the exact T of everywhere you need to go.
Oh, dude.
Hold your hand the whole way.
Mel and I have leveled multiple characters, but she just started her first DPS character. And so her biggest problem is she's used to just like letting me kill everything, and then she like throws a heal. So she's like getting her quest item while we're killing a mob. And I'm like, Mel, know your role now. You're a hunter. I need you to kill this. Then you can do the quest mob. It's a different world.
If you put her on a priest like she is a priest, and you go on a warlock or whatever your main is, and you go do duos, she knows how to heal. That's all she needs to do.
Oh yeah.
Put up the dot. Put up your dots on the help to help. Just put up your dot, and then just smite when you don't need help, and then wand. I mean, I'm sorry, because you get wand spec, and then
she just loves to be done with every quest before me. So when I'm killing something, she's always like doing the quest item, so that she's always done first.
It's so early too. You guys could really like if you guys know the alliance questing, because you guys sound like you guys have been playing the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've
imagine being
60s,
the first duo.
we've
Imagine
got
being
4
some of
of
the first
them.
duos to be able to get it, bro. Just so much fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But we do need to move this on. So if anybody else, letting any listener know, if you do want to join into the Road to Rag, in the show notes, I will add the invite to the server. The Discord server will give you all the information that you need. Just choose your role when you get in there, and you can get everything there. The add-on, your stuff for your stream, if you want, like all the art assets. So look for that in the show notes, but we're going to move on to discussion. All right, so this week we're going to get to know Crix. Crix,
hello. Let's
get like a little bit of background on you. When did you start playing WoW original?
It was a fateful evening. I was approximately 15 and a quarter.
15 and a half.
And I was playing Halo. I was big into Halo. I was in Halo competitions and all that. And I've heard of Warcraft. WoW's been out for a year and a half. I've heard about it. I didn't want to play it because I didn't like Warcraft. I wasn't into those RTS games. I did like Command and Conquer. I did like StarCraft, naturally. But it was more of like, I'm going to play Command and Conquer because I'm babysitting or I'm getting babysat and they don't have internet and it's the only game they have on their computer type shit, So I didn't play and I didn't know that World of Warcraft was a different, MMO. I didn't know what MMOs was. So at the time, the literal only game I played at the time was Halo and Morrowind. Okay, Morrowind is my fantasy game. I've always loved fantasy games.
Morrowind.
Yeah, so I was playing that all the time, and I remember I got up, I stood up, and I walked by him to go get something from the kitchen. I looked at my friend on his computer, and there he was, little human, something running through the woods, Elwyn Forest. And I said, "What is this?" And he says, "Oh, it's World of Warcraft." I said, "Oh, this doesn't look like it." He goes, "Oh yeah, they changed it." I was like, "Oh," and I stood over his shoulder, grabbed that chair, and sat down. "Oh, what is this?" And I watched him play it, and I was like, "Let me try." And he went to bed, and I started a character, and never looked back. Never fucking looked back. I remember like a week later, I had to move up to Oregon for some other stuff, and I was in California at the time, moved up to Oregon, and took the game with me. I bought the game and took it with me and introduced it to my cousin. And to this day, we're still no breaks, just all gas, no breaks. Loved it, but it was really passive. I didn't even have my own account back then. I didn't have my own account until Lich King is just I lived with my cousin, and we just shared an account because he was older and he went to work. When he went at work, I would just PvP. I was that asshole you guys are complaining about.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, troll and vanish. Well, on his account, he during the day. Imagine being back in the day, and while you're at work, you just had your little cousin farming honor for you for 8 hours straight every day. Every
We
day he
all
would do
need
that.
one of those,
Dude,
right?
I
He went to work like at like 2 p.m. or something. It was like night shift, and I'm at school. I'm at high school, and I'm like, oh, I'll just PvP for you all day, every day. I would just go be, and it was so funny because I was like, my older cousin's my best friend. I'm gonna do everything for him, and I'm sitting there just spamming BGs for 8 to 9 hours every day that you work.
And that
And he
was
come home, thanks, dude. And then now it took me like I remember a couple years later, I was like, bro, you were hitting a lick on me with that honor farming like that.
that was
And then
back when you could like be in Altering Valley for hours just
Mhm.
farming honor.
Hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
And I
And then
I throw a lot of shade to people, but I was that asshole too. I wasn't 15
Yeah.
though. I was
We're all
just
young.
out of college, and I
Yeah.
griefed everybody.
Yeah.
I
all
was
that
a
was fun.
rogue. Yeah.
Well, because you got to remember that was the first game. My what? Shout out to Tibia. I played the shit out of Tibia. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. First MMO I've ever played. Older than RuneScape.
I think
And then I attempted.
our Swedish guild leader played that game and
Yeah.
compares it to like the European, like the non-UK European RuneScape. He always
Mhm.
brings it up whenever I talk about RuneScape or something. He'll be like, Tibia.
Yeah, a little bit older. I think I could be wrong with that, but it was like one of those old. It was the first time that I really ever played. It was MMO. Played with other humans. I'm 9, but I'm functioning that it's human. Fast forward, fast forward, I didn't get too deep into it. Fast forward, a few years later, 8 years later, whatever. Wow, it was my first time playing with human beings. And I'm like, it was so cool to kill said human beings in this game. That's all I wanted to do.
It's the
And then
ultimate challenge because
Yeah,
like
it was just so
human
fun.
beings can think. Like it's
crazy is because now I hate PvP. I don't care about it at all in the slightest. I don't know why. I try to.
well
and I
because
get it.
everybody min maxes so hard now.
Well, it's not even that because I feel like I'd be good. I'm a gamer. I'm a power gamer. I feel like I'd be good at it if I wanted to be. If I wanted to actually devote it and find a partner, it's just
It
like
just takes hundreds of hours.
yeah, it's repetitive as shit.
Yeah.
Boring to watch. It's like, and Warlock is not that fun. Everybody thinks it's so cool because it's so good, but it's not that fun. PvE or PvP, it's not that fun. It really is not. But I'll probably do a PvP push anyway. Just
I
to
mean,
see if I can do it.
it's fun the first time. We actually were gladiators season 1 in TBC Mel and I, but we just lucked into Priest Warlock. Like we re-rolled Horde.
Warlock is dangerous, especially when
and
nobody knew it was
there
dangerous back
was
then.
no Warlocks, and at the start of TBC, Dots went through Resilience. Like it didn't even stop it. So you were just like unbeatable. Like it was
Yeah.
silly at the start.
I think it like inflated my thoughts about how good I was at PvP. And now I realize that I'm just not
cheap.
good. Right? Like, first of all, I rolled the druid to try to do PvP and then realized I don't have enough time to devote to learning how to do PvP on the druid.
In TBC,
And-
you're
Which
talking
is a
about, yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay,
Which is
thank
the
you.
some of the most of every class. That shit. I don't even like the shifting. I hate it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like so there's just so much to think about. And I'm just like, my brain is exploding. And I just can't do it because I don't have enough time. Like I could if I devoted the time to like get good at that class and do that, but I was a priest, right? Like and my priest was my main, and I was doing this as like fun PvP, and I was like, okay, this isn't fun. I don't like this. And so, but on my priest, it's fun. But then I realized on my hunter that I'm working up, I have no idea what to do in PvP. Like somebody attacked me and I'm like, I can't shoot them. I
That's
don't
the
know.
worst
I'm
class to
hitting them
be
with
if you
my
don't know how to
axe.
PvP
Like
too.
I don't know what to do.
You wing clip and run.
Worst class to
Hit
be if you don't know how
Bestial
to
Wrath.
PvP. They
God.
PvP just even when you watch like PvP streamers, they just don't look like they're having fun. Every now and then you'll get some like really rambunctious one, but they just don't even look like even the top level ones. They don't look like they're having fun when they're doing it.
Honestly, the
Traders
top
think
level,
so
kinda do
much.
sometimes they're like loud, they crit.
the top
they
level
go-
is not fun. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
fun to me. What we do, we like mess around with different comps and like
Yeah.
every night we have to relearn how to like play the game because we're facing different comps or we have a weird bad comp. But
We
what's
like
cool
chill
is,
in
playing
like the
with friends. You're playing the
1500
game
to
with friends.
1700 range and
Yeah,
just
like,
have a blast with stupid
that
cubs.
range is fun. But once you get higher than that, I realized that when Snow Me on, and he was talking about like when you're up against this comp, you have to you blind, you sap that person, you blind this person. It's like it was just a flow chart of how to PvP, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
know what actions I need to take at all times and the
Rating's
sequence they
harder to
need to
me.
happen
Well,
in.
I feel like rating is harder to me in retail. Come from retail, which I guess from the story will come up to that. But in retail, it was always harder to cutting edge. Mythic was the hardest thing in the world, harder than PvP. So I chose that side of it more. And I was just trash at PvP, to be honest. It was like it's different learning. It's like all the DRs and all this shit. I'm too much of a stoner now. I don't want to worry about it.
But PvP in retail is like dead, from what I hear.
Yeah, now I don't know. Now I stopped playing retail for
They
sure.
do arena. They have tournament
no, it was-
arena tournaments.
Yeah, it was like raiding and PvP were always the things until like WoD. I think like raiding and PvP were always like touted as like the best parts of it and the stuff that they didn't
Still is the
actually
best part of-
ruin. Yeah.
Still is the only good thing about retail is the raids.
It's all anecdotal because I've been hearing since vanilla that WoW PvP is horrible. Like people have been talking about this
True.
forever. So it's like
true.
I
That's
really have
true.
no
Yeah,
idea.
they just say like WoD was good, or I mean not WoD, but they're like well Lich was good, or like the
Legion is what everybody talks about for PvP.
No, you had to be a rogue in season 14 of MoP. You couldn't just that's the time that it was good. It's like, okay, like this is all such nonsense. But in my
Guys-
mind, PvP has always been very secondary to the game.
Yeah.
Just functionally how much they change things, how much they're willing to balance the game around PvP. I feel like it's always been non-existent almost. Like
Well,
they'll
my
nerf
favorite
some
story.
stuff,
My favorite story is when we were doing Overwatch League recap. We went to BlizzCon and we were doing all of that, and then we met these people at one of the hotels or one of the parties or something, and they were like, "Yeah,
we met.
I'm a WoW PvP arena player or something," and I was like,
what's his name? It's
"I go
Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
I go, you play WoW?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I go, "Why wouldn't you play Overwatch? Isn't that so much better for PvP?" And oh my god, this guy was so mad at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, maybe I've had a couple drinks and I should not have said that to you, but I just feel like that's stupid.
Yeah, it was Peekaboo, and we were hanging out with him, and like he got so mad at Mel because he didn't get mad at Mel. Like he was just like,
No, he didn't.
yeah, he just did the.
He
What are
gave
you
me this
talking
look
about?
like, you're an idiot.
Because like we thought, like we were like, you look familiar. And he's like, why do I look familiar? We're like, I don't know. Do you play the Overwatch League? Like you look super familiar. And he was like, no, I don't. I play WoW. I play WoW PvP. And we're like, oh, okay.
Because you went up to the most, you went up to like the most famous. You went up to the most famous like Broadway actor. And
We
were
weren't
like,
even
"You
went
don't
up
act
to
in
him.
Movies.
We were having.
You don't act in Hollywood movies. You just do plays."
We were like talking to him like for a bit before, like, and he wasn't like, he was super cool. Like he wasn't like, oh, you know who I am. Like he was just talking to us like a person at BlizzCon, and then we're like, you look familiar. And he's like, oh, why do I look familiar? And then like she said, oh, are you an Overwatch League player?
Listen, I'm a huge proponent, and I don't mean any insult to anyone individually, but I feel this way about sports players as well too. But they make so much money, it's impossible not to idolize them. I think it's kind of, I would never expect if I was like a famous gamer or like a competitive gamer for people to recognize me or hold any kind of like initial respect. It's like it would be that's like a weird level of arrogance. Like he shouldn't be offended if you don't know who he is. Like
No, he
No,
wasn't
he was offended
He wasn't
because
offended that
we
I
were
got
all
to know
he
excited
wasn't.
about
I'm saying like
Overwatch.
it's good he wasn't. Like
Yeah.
that's what you should expect from people. Because like I don't know, it's just so crazy. Like it's cool, it's awesome, it's great, but you can't expect everyone to always
All right,
know.
well,
You know,
we tangents. Let's get back to Crix.
too many.
So,
Shocking.
so Crix, we heard about how you started playing WoW. It sounds like you played retail for a long time. What's funny is most of the people we have on the show quit in Kata, but it sounds like you played hardcore all the way through. And Mel's brother is a current Mythic Raider too. Like he played all through. So
I
this
think
is
he just
interesting
quit.
to me because, like,
I didn't play Kata. I actually didn't play Kata. That was the one I didn't play.
oh, interesting. Okay, well, yeah, like give us your run through retail.
After I will keep going. Then after Vanilla, I remember. Vanilla. We started playing it like a year and a half after it came out, and then we just started, switching. After that came out, I full stopped playing Halo. full stop playing anything but that game. We both did. Me and my cousin. And then I remember
That's how it does you.
the TBC announcement. I remember that still, and I remember him saving up money so we could buy it, and him and I going and camping out for it, and us playing it on his little laptop or his
Oh, you
parents'
went to
my
a
aunt's shitty computer.
like you went to like a GameStop lunch party
Oh
or
yeah,
like
for
a Best Buy.
for original BC. Yeah.
Were those not the coolest thing
Those
ever?
were we used to do that for so many games. My whole life played video games. Every game that big game came out, we would go camp out for it if it was.
I remember the
all
camp
Halos,
out
everything.
for PlayStation 2,
Blitz
for
King.
Xbox One, for the The Dreamcast was my first
Freezing
one.
outside, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun though.
Yeah,
So many
I loved it.
nerds all together.
Yeah, but I
I'm
remember when
pretty
we
sure
got
Bob fell in love with me when I camped out for him for the Xbox One.
Xbox 360. You camped
Xbox
out for me.
360.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I won him
'Cause I had to
over.
work.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun to do it. And I actually now remember that when BC came out, I had a Paladin that was not even 60 yet because I could not cross through the gate. So I was a Paladin for whatever reason. And I remember BC was out, and I was like 56 or 57, if I remember correctly, and just trying to rush to 58. No, we were 58 before. I remember trying to rush to 58 like the night before or something. And it was just the most exciting thing in life, like ever. It was just there's nothing more exciting than WoW back in the day. And then I had a kid pretty young, really young, really young. So I had to quit. At the end of Lich King, didn't come back until MOP, and then just I started raiding. I didn't start hardcore raiding until Lich King. And then because I had to quit, I was like, oh, that was a lot of fun if I ever come back this way. I remember seeing the commercials for Kata, like, man, I want to fucking play, but I know I can't. No, not yet. And then when Mop came, I was like, oh, okay.
Did you like Mop?
Yeah, I did. At first I thought it was weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, the panda shit made me come back.
Yeah, I call it Kung Fu Panda is what I call it.
I'll say it. Do you guys ever have these shows? I call them nighttime shows. Was I put on at nighttime to go to bed?
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, Panda. Kung Fu Panda was one of them and no,
I like the movie too. I'm not gonna lie.
18. Yeah, I was not a kid. Anyway, yeah, I came back, and that's when I remember I was like, what do I want to do? So I was like, I'll come back in PvP because I used to love PvP back in the day. Nope, I don't like it anymore. And then I'll try raiding, and I was like, something about it. It was like magical to me. I don't have to worry about nothing. I was like, I was garbage, of course. Look at these damage meters. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can top these. Obviously, I'm never going to until I figure out how to play the game. And then I was like, how do I top these? I'm playing the worst class to play at the time. Okay, cool. So obviously I got to pick a different class. Yeah, I don't want to play melee though. I hate melee. I don't want to play melee. Let me go with something that pumps. Okay, well, Warlock looks cool. Shadow Priest looks cool. Mages look cool. I'm gonna go Mage. Boomies look cool. But I never see an orange up there. Then I was gonna go Mage, Warlock. Then I was like, I'm gonna go Priest. So I rolled a Priest, and then Shadow was garbage too. Turns out Shadow was all right. And then by the time that I finally got to max level, did the first raid, it was nerfed and shit. So I went Warlock, and then Warlock was. I like the dot spec. I've always been a affliction guy. And then
I love
kind of
dots
stuck with
too.
it because no matter what Blizzard did, at least one spec of Warlock was generally decent.
Dude,
and it was usually affliction. And then
okay,
so that out and then
hold on.
Yeah.
Talking about dots, do you ever feel like Oprah when you're playing the dots? You get a dot, you get a dot, you get a dot.
Not right now because all I'm doing is fucking spamming shadow bolts. But yeah,
I know.
Real soon. Lich King, we're all affliction, man. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I just love affliction, man. And I just kept playing, and then I just started. That's all I just raiding. I found that like tight knit group of friends I was with that they weren't super serious at raid. I went pretty hard on raiding, did the cutting edge under the belt, and then met a group of friends that I'd play on my alts with, and then they were super casual. So then I would just raid with them as fun. But I fell in love with these guys. We met in real life. We meet up all the time. Fly from different parts of America to meet, and then they don't play WoW anymore, but they kept me in the game. When I wanted to quit. After every cutting edge, we'd be like, okay, when I was a lull for 2 months because we fucking beat the game of cutting edge. Now we got to get gear. I want to quit. They would stick right there. And so I just, the people keep you in WoW, not WoW. It's the people that keep you in it. And that's why I think WoW's falling off is people are starting not to give a shit about it. And what a thing about why I think MMOs in general are falling off is because, ironically, the internet. Back in the day when MMOs were out, that was kind of like one of the only places where you can go and just like do some shit with some people. Now you got MMOs on computers are way ahead of its time with online gaming. Now you can play anything with anybody. You don't even need to play anything about me, and you can do this exact conversation just like this on my Xbox or my PlayStation, fucking VR, anything. You know what I mean? So why would I go? Yeah, why? And I get it now. I got one as a present not too long ago for my birthday, which is in 2 days, and I fucking metaversed out right now, living in it, loving it.
Dude, if you want to
soaking it up, I'm not. It's not where I want it. It's cool, but it's not enough to to beat this. It's not enough. It's not metaversed out yet. I
Well, it's like
know
Right.
that it will be one. I know in a few years it probably will be, but right now, if I'm being real with you, my goal is to do this as long as I can, and in 3 years,
If you want to check
I was
out
dead.
one of the best YouTube VR channels, it's my good friend Thrill. Check
I
out
do.
Thrill Seeker VR.
I do.
He
I'm trying to get
is
into it.
like he
Yeah,
is on the
so
cutting
serious.
edge. He's in Miami. Like Miami's like getting a whole bunch of
Seeker, what?
VR bars and everything else. So, yeah, like check out
Oh, I'm
that
I'm
channel.
already following it, bro.
Oh yeah, he's
This is
great.
the
What I
only
think
dude.
is-
Oh my god, this is the only one I like. So when I was looking at these, look, I'm not even kidding. I wish I could. I almost want to fucking share a screen with you and show you this. When you look at VR videos, there's a lot of them, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time, it's a niche. VR is kind of like a small niche almost. I want to say it's really weird, content creation wise. So
Yep.
when you look at it, when you go to look at it, there was like, I want to say 3 or 4 big sized ones like this, right? And I didn't like any of them. This is the one that I actually fucking sat there and watched, dude.
Oh, dude,
I
Thrill
think
is
I want to say he
awesome.
did a catwalk one with the fucking turning one. I'm buying one because I saw him do it.
Yeah, he did where he like fell on
Yeah.
it too. Yeah, he's
the catwalk thing he did is amazing, bro.
He's a good friend. We actually met in Overwatch, and like he started his channel, and like we gave him a lot of help for it too, like audio, like stuff and everything. Like, and he's a really good friend. So if you want to,
We're actually going
introductions,
to see him, I think,
yeah.
here in a couple
you
months.
could definitely do that.
Man, I would. This guy's like, I'm not even like, I'm gonna send you the video so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've watched it like 3 times. I'm literally like back ordering it and everything. Like I'm so into this.
Yeah, dude,
It's
he's
so
he's
crazy
a
you said it
cool
because
ass
I watched
guy.
the other guys and I just don't like them. I just don't
Yeah.
don't like them. I don't mean to say I don't like them, you know that, but like, you know,
Yeah, it's just not
the same
entertaining
video.
as well.
This guy,
Yep.
just the way he did it, the way he
Oh,
spelled
dude.
everything,
And then he
puts the cuts in there
fell.
where he fucks up and he shows it, and it's like,
Yep.
and all the other videos, I like it, and he's real about it too. So
Yep.
and that's the whole
Yeah.
thing, because and I heard him say a video. One of the first thing I said, he goes, I don't know if it was this video or it's like getting into VR or something like that, and it was like, this is where you need to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, wow, yeah, WoW's cool, but WoW, I think I'm gonna. I think
but
after
I think-
listening, I'm gonna close the chapter out.
Yeah, but I think one thing you said
think
too,
I'm the
like
same
I
way.
really resonate with, is the fact that the people keep you in it. And that's so true. Because honestly, like if I didn't have the guild that we have right now, I would not still be playing. Like
And what's the hardest part about the community is that MMOs is more, as I also use the word, boomer centric.
Mhm.
I don't know why. And it's funny people say that because I have cousins. When I say little cousins and brothers, I don't mean kids. I mean they're like 18, 19, 20. Like they're gamers.
Right. Yeah.
Gamers! Like 15,000 kill Call of Duty gamers. They cannot play the game for the life of them. They cannot play
Oh
this game.
yeah.
They just don't. They can. I'm not saying they can't, but they don't like this too slow pay, running around. They just don't. It's not there. It's for us. So something about you need to like the fantasy world, and you got to like all the running around, the people, the aspect,
And,
you're
like,
all
earning
that to
it.
be able to like it. Yeah,
I
they don't wanna do that.
get it. I say a lot on here that there's some guilt inside me whenever I'm doing something in the game, or like playing most games these days. I feel like where it's like, okay, I don't have my fast flyer. This is an important thing. I don't have my fast flyer, but I also haven't like done any quests. I have plenty of quests that I can go get the money on. But when I think about sitting down and doing that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
that doesn't feel right. I feel like I need to be doing
Hey,
something.
I'll fucking swipe. What?
Yeah,
come
like,
on, man. What'd you say? $6 for 1,000 gold? Don't come at me like that. I'm
yeah,
not buying
that feels
There's a reason
bad.
all my alts that don't have epic flying mounts is because I'm not gonna farm 5,000 goddamn. Yeah, I can do all the quests like you said. I haven't done any of them on any character. I'm also not gonna spend an entire 12-hour period. I'm a wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a husband with 2 kids. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna blow an entire day.
Yeah, and
So
I'm someone
you
who
need
loves
your
the
wife
game,
and
so-
kids to quest with you.
Yeah,
and
my
then-
12-year-old likes to play the druid. She's liking it. She's vibing with it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
myself,
I wouldn't do it either. Like if Mel didn't play with me, I'd be just like, yep, I wouldn't do the extra quest. But it's a fun thing we could do together.
But Mel likes to quest.
Yeah, and
That's
we
what
could,
Mel
like-
likes to do.
And we could like share a screen on Discord and watch like one of our Netflix documentaries while we do it. Like, I mean, it's like just a straight up hangout time, just like we're watching
It's
a show.
actually fun, like when I travel. So I travel for work more often now than I had been. And it's nice, like it's a fun thing to do when I'm out of town, that we can like hang out together and like do, and then we watch shows together too. Like I just think it's like, I like questing, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna PvP while I'm out of town on hotel Wi-Fi. Like that's not a thing.
It's very fair.
I just think the game's dying, man. I think the genre's dying because all these Zoomers fucking don't want to play these games anymore, and all of us boomers, or even older than me, I can't even say boomers, but don't have the time.
Well,
Man.
it's just
Not
too
everybody
much
has the time to
time.
do this. Nobody has to. Everybody's married with
Yeah.
kids, and when you finally get the kids, what are you gonna play MMOs the whole time you're playing with the kids, and the kids are grown up, and then who's gonna do the kids, and the kids are out of the house. Now you're like,
I've
Yeah, I
been
mean,
a
play-
year.
only content creators can like literally actually know life it because you're just doing it as a job. Like,
Yeah, I have a fear in my like. We've talked about this before. It's like, okay, Wrath comes out, and then what? And then it's like, do we start over with vanilla again? And I'm gonna then, and in 6 years, in 6 years from now, can
done.
I already predict what game I'm gonna be playing?
I think I'm
It freaks
done.
me out to think about that.
I feel like just being stuck in your pigeonhole WoW was missing out on a lot of other games, and I know that like
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm using this as an example. I played Final Fantasy 14, not now. I played it years ago. I don't know why I played it because it was hot. I was playing the shit. I like
But-
MMOs. So
like
when I
you
played
played
Cutting
it when
Edge,
it
our
was
guild would clap
bad
shit out.
before they reworked it.
It was no, it was after the very original rework. That rework
Okay,
it had when it
yep.
came out, and it was ass after the first like year. It was like a
Yep.
year after it came out. But like I like MMOs. We'd go when I had that lull in WoW after we do it. I would go play an MMO, like Guild Wars, fucking Star Wars, anything. I love them. I fucking love them. But I'm missing out on so many of them because I want to play WoW.
Yeah,
I just want to play WoW.
that's
No,
how
I don't want to
felt.
play WoW. I want to be done with it. I want to be a WoW. But until a WoW 0.2 window, literally a new WoW, what the whole rumor shit is about. Literally until that happens, I want to be just be done with it. Like
World of
Like, it's the
Warcraft
same game.
Reforged.
yeah, I want a completely new game.
Well,
Yeah, I
okay.
played 14 at the same time. Just really quick, I played 14 at the same time, and I thought it was awesome. But there was just a pang of just like all my friends play WoW.
Yeah.
Like there's
I'm
no.
holding
It's
out
such
for.
a
I'm a
hard.
big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm holding out for Lord of the Rings MMO AAA one. That's all I want.
Okay. Hold on.
You
though.
are not
Do we
prepared.
Think that,
Oh wait, no, that's
we
not
think
Lord of the
that-
Rings. Wow, that was horrible.
so we've
I
talked
meant to
about,
say
like,
you
this
shall not
boomer
pass.
mentality.
I screwed that all
This-
up.
This boomer mentality and whatnot. Like, do we really just love WoW, or do you think that it's our comfort blanket, right? Like,
think it's
we
a
gotta play
comfort
something
thing.
else.
I love
and-
WoW. No, forget this.
I feel like
love WoW.
everybody's life was better back in the day or something because we all just want to stay here.
It is
But
a
do you think
comfort
it's our
blanket because
comfort
I
blanket?
didn't
Like,
even
I
want to
do
go
feel
to
like
New
it's a comfort
World.
blanket.
I was like, I'm not even gonna do it.
I don't know. I'm only playing
To
because
an
I'm making content for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing it. I probably would have went to New World or something. I'm literally actually only playing WoW because of the content. I'm already kind of burnt out. I'm over WoW. I wish I was playing. I like when Final Fantasy, that little hype came back to it. With the new expansion, I wanted to go back and play it. I just knew that nobody would have gave a fuck if I did.
You're in a much
like-
different position than us, I want to point out, as someone who's cleared this content a lot on private servers. Having seen this, so I only PvP'd in TBC. Playing through this tier of content for the first time, like cutting edge,
It's been
it's
magical.
been really fun. It's
Yeah,
been a
yeah.
lot
That's
of fun.
It's
I'm
the
thinking
same
about
with
going
Mel
to
and I.
I don't want. I almost like I'm so torn right now because like I want to go. I want to go do what I pile drive listening ahead of time again and get YouTube done and do all that because I need to. But then another half of me wants to go blind as shit, just like just enjoy it, man, and vibe out. But
Well,
Yeah.
here, something I do want to know about. Okay, so you did come back for Classic. Like, what made you come back for Classic? But you were also one of the ones that quit real early, like you said before, BWL. So why? Like, what was the reasons that you didn't like it coming back?
I was playing retail, and retail was getting kind of boring, and it was getting to the point where I'll probably say Legion. I finally was like, I'm not low. I loved Legion. I would probably say like towards the middle of Legion is when I started playing like hardcore, playing like trying out the raids and other MMOs to see if I could actually play this. And then a new raid would come out, and yeah, the raid was always cool, but they weren't adding anything new to the game, and it would just, it was pets and just weird shit, stuff that didn't matter to me. And they were Mythic Plus. That was so cool. Oh my god, I love Mythic Plus. Okay, but that got kind of boring too at the time. You're just trying to get faster times and faster times. Oh, Classic's getting remade. What's that? Oh, I used to love this game. I missed half of it because I didn't want to play it because I thought it was Warcraft. Oh man, I can do that again. That'd be so fun. So I wanted, for the same reason you motherfuckers played it. For the same reason everybody played it. That's why I wanted to play it, right? And then I started making a guild beforehand, and I met a fucking cool set of people, and then MC came out, and then I play WoW for the raids, and I didn't expect the raids to be that easy. And dead ass, that was why. I was like, as soon as we did it once, I was like, are they gonna buff it or what? And they laughed at me like, what do you mean buff it? I was the only one coming from retail. I was like, well, they don't buff stuff here or nerf it or anything. No, this is like how it's gonna be forever. I was like, that's cap. That's cap. I'll wait till now. See what the next raid comes out. And then I waited until BWO came out. BWO came out. I gave it a couple weeks to see if they're gonna
It
buff
was
it.
really slow.
Joked on me. Joke's on me. I'm done. This game's garbage, bro.
Yeah,
It was
slow.
really slow. Like the phases were really slow.
Yeah, Classic WoW was one of the worst renditions, whatever you call it, editions of expansions of World of Warcraft ever out of any of them. Take whatever everybody says is the worst expansion, Mott Kata. That was way fucking better than Classic. That was horrible. They should not have
DWL was
done
the
that.
main raid for like 9
fuck?
months, the highest tier of raid.
Even the diehards, like, oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, exclude the fact that you're playing with friends. Yeah, but the game itself was trash, bro. If for someone
We've talked a lot about how COVID helped Classic WoW a lot, just because people had time to play. Because looking back, it was just not, especially how I'm having so much fun in TBC, comparing it to these Molten Core raids that were just dragging on. That feeling I had every Tuesday and Thursday of like, oh, got a raid tonight.
I'm really hoping Lich King brings a huge resurgence back, because I think it will. Not just because people forget how much. Well, I'm not gonna go this in an episode. People forget how much changed in Lich King. Like, people really do.
Dude,
like,
it's
and
the
I'll just
best
say one thing that'll
addition.
keep me and everybody else there: the achievements tab.
Achievements.
Just the achievements tab, bro. Thousands
everybody
of achievements
can
for you
parse.
to see who can see if they can get it.
Well, yeah, and then like you think about everybody can parse. No more of this bullshit of like, oh, can you put me in the Shambi group? Can you like rotate Shambis in for?
You asked this guy to wreck one time, and he just does not let it go.
Now that one person can wreck, and it goes through the whole. It just well, that doesn't matter. Yeah, but
yeah,
like, you
but
know, like a boot, like there's no the shaman totems goes to the whole raid now.
Yep, everything goes to the whole raid, and it just makes it like a level playing field.
With prayer of healing and circle of healing, right? Like prayer of healing, I could only do to my group, and circle of healing, I could do to anybody. It's wonderful.
All right, so we do know what you're
gonna love circle healing back. Oh man, you're getting ready to enjoy it.
I know.
There's a couple of fights that are tailored. I swear to God, they tailored it specifically for that fight.
She played
done well, bro. I swear to God,
she played a priest in Wrath, and we actually, I mean, we're in like a top like 1% guild. Like we were the second people on the server to do both. Saffron 3 Drakes up and
Saffron, dude,
and Yogg Saron 4 lights up.
In Wrath?
Yeah, Wrath. She has
my
the
memory
worst.
Is
yeah,
really
she has
bad.
the worst. Okay, so remember Yogg Saron? It was the big like brain looking dude in the middle. We had to leave like the 4 bosses up so that we could get the better loot. Nope, nothing. You at least remember when we did 3 Drakes up on Saffron, because you were the only one that got the mount.
To be fair, you keep calling it Saffron, so I don't know if you remember it either.
Sarfirion. Dang it. It started with an F. What the hell is its name?
I was like, Saffron, isn't that Nax?
What the heck?
It's something.
It's something with an S. But you had to leave the 3 Drakes up and you get the mount. Mel was the one that won the freaking mount. And we were like...
Dragosa?
No.
That's what Stu put in the channel.
No.
Sindragosa is a private... No, Sindragosa is a private server. The Lich King private server just opened up 2 days ago, like a week ago.
No.
Is it ironic, or is he talking about that server?
It's like the Obsidian Sanctum or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. What's the name of the boss?
Something with an S.
Yeah, it's something with an S. All right.
It's Sartharion.
Sartharion.
I looked it up.
And I'm still not going to remember the fight. Like, I'm going to remember it when we get
there.
No
matter what you say, I'm going to say I don't know.
This is Bob's really excited about this horrible raid. That's 1 room. It's all dragons.
It was just, I mean, it was just cool. I
was
just saying.
I'm the one that got the mount, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, and you still have it on your account. Yeah, and like I didn't get it. Yeah.
That's what they went backwards. Sorry, last thing we're so tangent.
Bro, I got nothing to do now. I'm not in a hurry. You're fine.
But
I love.
But they made Nether Drakes, and then the next expansion they made like normal Drakes. So it's like, oh cool, you got the Black Drake. But everyone else was riding these insano Drakes already. So they kind of did like a weird... The Nether Drakes are too cool. They're too cool for their era that they came out in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, well, okay. So you already said, like, we know you're Zug. You got the Horde in your background right there.
It's just because I'm Horde. If I was Alliance, I would have an Alliance one. I'm ordering an Alliance one just for this. Like, I literally don't care that I'm either. I just like the colors black, and I love the way red looks on black. I painted my wall black. I'm in a garage.
I do too.
The wall is black.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie,
for the
cool.
Horde just sounds so much cooler when you yell it out.
Whatever. That's because you're not a retail player.
Yeah. Retail, it's been back and forth so much where I remember Kill Jaden, one of the tiers we were trying to push it before everyone else. So we had to switch the whole raid switch to horde so we can get the goblin jump. Just to be able to jump out of a mechanic
Wow.
fast enough without us dying.
Wow.
Oh yeah, but that's why I quit Cossack. The raids, everything. It was just way just easy. The community was amazing because I was like, I was started like one of the Scarum Discord servers. I was the one who started that. I started making some little videos, and I love the Warlock Discord. And then so the community was great, but it didn't keep me there because I need more than that. I need something to keep like. I'm not gonna just keep doing something because like I need to keep doing it. It needs to have fun. Like we're gonna die any day. You could die right now. Like, I'm trying to.
Well, I mean,
Bad enough I'm gonna die knowing that I just wasted hundreds of thousands of hours on this fucking video game instead of doing
This
whatever
is
else
why
I
I
could do.
just want the healers to
actually-
heal me.
you actually answered that question before.
Yeah.
I think I fear our guild breaking up so much day after day because I fear that I won't be able to find that type of fun with anyone else. And I know that might
Honestly,
not be the case, but
Well,
like I feel it.
you
And
might,
you
but it'll
talked
take you-
about your friends that don't play anymore that kept you in. That's really what it's about. And like
yeah.
it scares the
If our
shit out
guild
of
broke
me.
up, if our guild broke up, I would not play anymore. Honestly, I would not play anymore.
That's the thing about these games is back in the day, I would have kept playing the game no matter what. Like I'm not gonna quit because I had to make content for it, but I swear to God I want to. Like just now with Road to Rag and I'm already on these Lich King private servers playing. Like I can't wait. You know what I mean? But that's just I don't know. I just
Yeah.
like right now, but at the same time, I love WoW. I love every version of WoW that's playing. I play everything. I raid fucking 4 days a week. 3 of them are in EU times and NA times, doing Road to Rag and playing on Lich King server. I love
Well,
the game right now.
and
These are the
that-
best times to play the game, in my opinion, right now.
I'm
Yeah.
with you too. Like I'm like Mel says she'll quit, but if the guild breaks up, I'm gonna go find something else because I've finally got like the first podcast I've ever done that's been in the top 200 of iTunes like week after week. Like
Content creating.
I've
that's
got like
the-
I'm
We're
like
here.
stuck in it too, but I'm having a good time, and I feel like the podcast will go downhill if I don't find that
yeah.
type of thing.
For the first time ever in Classic, I was playing 4 people, I feel like, for the most part. When the first night we cleared MC, I was like, uh-oh. This is really easy. Like the first night we're raiding, we just clear everything that's out. Okay. I'm finally like in love with my warrior, so I would find another place. Before this, I'd probably quit, but I finally feel like
It
I'm
gets better.
enjoying the raids and my warrior so much that
It gets
I'm in
better,
it.
and I would just say like do everything you can to get the guild ready, or like in a safe spot beforehand. I don't know how recruitment is and stuff like that, or like even
Yeah, well,
guild-
this is the
guild
first time we're
merges.
starting recruiting. We're at 27, but now, especially going to the holidays, people are starting to
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
be
Well, and
absent.
holidays, and it's just dragging on now. Now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, God, we go here again, or bad nights, like you said, you had a rough raid night. That happens. We had a raid night where we don't clear things in fast enough. People get all butt hurt, all types of butt hurt.
Yep.
Dude,
And then
yeah.
like the
Pathetic.
hardcore.
It's
So
pathetic.
we're like this semi-hardcore guild, right? Like we clear the content and we want to clear the content, but we're not like requiring everybody to do X, Y, or Z, right? But the guild bank pays for all of our enchants, all of our potions, all
Literally.
of our flasks,
That's
all of
dope.
our elixirs.
We have a
literally
crazy
everything.
everything.
man. We have a
Ours doesn't
crazy
do that.
man who controls the market on Whitepaid, and
Yeah.
literally
That's dope.
he like we
I mean,
still
one of the
haven't
best guilds
gotten a
to do it, I don't
belt
do
of blasting drop, so he went out to another guild, did trades, and gave us all 6 of us who'd been waiting for the belt of
Yeah,
blasting.
he just bought 6 belts of blasting for our guild. Because
Yeah.
we're this far
Oh,
in without a
God.
pattern, and it's getting like
Yeah.
actually insane.
He
So
just
we-
he just brought it.
we
He
did
just
it.
like we started the raid. He's like, "Who wants a belt of blasting?" And you
Our
get a
guild
belt.
can never
and you get a
transfer
belt.
because we run like the auction house
Yeah.
on this server.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, you could also do like merges and stuff if you need to recruit too. Those merges are always a big one. Look ahead at what you should do is look ahead of time. Start looking like you don't ever want to expect your guild to fucking fail, but like while you're playing the game, look ahead of time at people who are like recruiting. You're like, oh, this guy's like, look at their logs, see that they've missed like, oh, these guys missed like what we do is we see these guys have missed like the past like 4. They've been 8, 9, 10 the past 4. Okay, obviously it's because of attendance because you can see who's in the raid. You can be like, hey guys, I just noticed you guys want to talk about a merge or something. Oh, happens all the time.
Well, and I think it's hard too because we have 25 spots, right? And so you want 25 people, but you want a
Mhm.
couple people that are like on reserve, but those people, if they're good, aren't going to stay on reserve.
Yeah.
Once
So
the
you
new
have to
patch comes
rotate.
out, it's hard because
It's just
everyone
that's
wants
part
to
of the
be
game
in.
right there. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just part of
everyone
the
wants to
game.
be in.
It sucks, but it's part of the game. That's when you reward the people who stick around like this.
Yeah.
and feel for it. The game's gonna be much more fun when T6 comes out, and then you still have another raid after that, and you still
It's
ZA, but you still have
exciting.
another one after that.
I think
And a
TBC's
lot of
been
people did
very
not see
exciting.
Sun well.
TBC's
I don't
been
know.
good, and
I don't know why, but the thing I'm most excited for is the Isle of Quaternass.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Catch-up gear.
It's gonna
I
be a
know.
nightmare.
Alt season.
I'm
That's when I'm
so
gonna start
excited
getting my
about
alt
it.
ready for Lich King. So what that happens, all the badge gear you can get, bro, so much.
Yep, I'm working on my rogue.
Yeah.
Switching mains and Wrath back to the rogue. Back to
Oh,
home
Lord.
base.
I gave up.
Bob's
Yeah.
the like flavor of the month here.
Yeah, but rogue is what I played for the majority of the original game. So like it's been so cool working it up because it really feels like coming home. Like because I never played warrior and I rolled that in classic. I'd always played rogue. I only played lock in TBC, and then I worked on my rogue halfway through, and then played rogue all through Wrath, all through Kata. Well, through Kata till I quit. But like rogue is like
You
home
didn't rogue
base.
TBC.
You know the answer to that question.
Our GM is a
Yeah, but
rogue.
oh, I thought you were the GM. Okay.
No,
We're all. I'm an officer, and these two I can kick them out anytime I
Yep,
want.
just
They're
members.
regular raiders.
I've
won't have any holy
ran
priests if
guilds
you
in the
kick me out.
past. I don't want to do that. It's way too much work. Like there's no way.
Yeah, it sucks. Never worth it. I started TBC in a guild. Gross.
All right, let's move on to content creation. So you talked about it a little bit earlier, but you really just started streaming with the hardcore like challenge. That was when you started?
My first stream was a Molten Core speed run, maybe towards the end of the phase. I don't know, like a month before BWL. So, and then I had one stream, and then I would still had a job, and just had my son. So, oh no, my son was 2. Still had my job, so I would just stream on like all the weekends or something casually. And then Cargos put the bug in my head. He was like, "Yo," he's the one who got me into it because he's like, "Yo, I was doing some Warlock content, like Warlock stuff at the Discord. He's like, yo, you want to come my podcast? You don't really need a webcam or anything." I was like, "Yeah, I'll come on there once." And then people liked me, so they're like, he's like, "Hey, you want to come on again? This time, just turn your camera on." And he kind of like put the bug in my ear, and then that's why I started streaming. And then I kind of looked to see how what Stay Safe and SFan did. Like I was like, how can I didn't know streaming was a thing, actually, believe it or not. Did not know it was a thing. My first clip was like an Osmond Gold clip I saw when Classic launched, and I opened the clip, and then I saw it said live. I clicked his live, and he was in a fucking 10-hour queue on Classic launch. I was like, I heard about streaming. I was like, this is a stream. How can I do this? I was like, I know I'll never really do this. You know, if this chat's going, Ozzy's chat, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, how can I do this, man? And then I was like, dude, Stay Safe. How do these people do it? I was like, oh. So then I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So I quit Classic. I was like, I was gonna get a feeler for TBCA. So I made one Warlock video. My first YouTube video was a Warlock video, and it was a good one, and I really liked it. But then I realized that there was people making Warlock videos already. So I was like, I'm not gonna step on their shit. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna do it for TBC, and then now we're here.
Wow.
And then, but then my first stream was a Molten Core speed run, and then a couple I want to say it was around Halloween too, so horror streams maybe, and then started streaming like consistently like on Lich King servers. I mean TBC servers, private servers for a couple years, and then or whatever, and then I got banned for when beta came out. Blizzard banned me. It was like, yo, relax. I was like, all right, and then they let me in beta. You got to take your shit down. You can get beta. I was like, all right, so I took all my stuff down and been a Blizzard fanboy since.
Yeah, they definitely don't like the private server play.
Which doesn't make sense to me because I feel like they should. I feel like I get why they shouldn't, but I feel like if I look in terms of me, it's like I'm not. If people say they do it because it's like, oh, you're playing their game and not mine. I need you to know that Blizzard, that these private server players would not be playing your game if they weren't playing private. They hate your fucking game. Like they're not going to be playing your game. Those like hardcore sweaty guys that do that. But me, yeah, I'm gonna play the shittier game. I'm only playing on these shitty servers so I can get better at your game or help people learn how to play your game. Bring some hype to your fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not always malicious. Like, oh yeah, they're playing my server and now I'm not getting his $15. I have 4 fucking accounts with you guys that the whole time I was playing on TBC private servers, the entire time, that whole time, that year or 2 Classic was out, I was paying for all those accounts. Didn't log into Classic like once in like a year. You know what I mean? So like mysteries.
Yeah,
All
we had a like our own guild little little TBC setup, and it's like I wanted to make some content on it, but I was like, I'm not gonna. They're gonna be mad about that. They're not gonna want there to be content on this. But what else am I supposed to do? Like I think it was before
right.
beta came out. I was like, I
Yeah.
want to make I want to make some stuff on TBC, but they don't care. I don't think I don't think they care about that.
Yeah, it's just,
I think there's a
I love
difference
it.
between them losing money to people who are doing private servers only to them not losing money to people who are doing
Well,
private
what I
servers
think it is,
to help.
and this makes sense because I got a strike. I got 2 DMCA strikes on my Twitch right now, and I think what finally got the strike was I think it's more of promoting the private server. I was
Yeah.
at 600 viewers averaging and from a private server, and I was advertising that private server,
Yeah,
not just to
Yeah.
that many people, but on their website. My thing was up there, so I think they're finally like, "Yo, hey, relax. We know you're playing, but don't make it known," like type shit, you know? Because they never said
Yeah.
anything about my YouTube. They never said like I didn't get a strike on YouTube. And that's what that
Yeah.
was private server videos on there, right? I've streamed on there. I don't get any strikes. So I think it was just more like a hey, like we don't care if you play it, just like don't stop it, you know. Especially with
makes sense.
whatever on the horizon, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
That definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but you know,
So
fun.
yeah. So I guess well, I'm trying to see where we're going next.
Yeah,
But
Bob's the interviewer here. He can't just get up and leave in the
I
middle.
know.
We're gonna go. Try not to go on a tangent.
Hey,
And
we
Bob,
have 3 capable hosts here, but
I mean, we
not for
do,
the
but I
interview
haven't read these
session.
questions.
We're the tangent hosts. You're supposed to keep us
Yeah.
on topic.
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Ordering
unlike
food.
many content creators who I'm just gonna say kind of jump ship, you know, when the going gets tough, you have decided to stick with TBC. I love you for it because I literally check your channel. Like usually I just look at my feed, right? But I check your channel every day just to see if something else has come up because you're one of the few that is stuck on the TBC content, and I love that. Why did you do that?
I like TBC a lot. Right now, I'm going through a little lull just because of this road to acting. But as soon as this little week of hype goes down, I have a whole video series where I'm starting a video I'm going to post a video every day for all the raid bosses. So one a day for warlocks, like a parsing guide thing. And I want to delve out. I'm spreading them out. I'm going to start doing other class videos like the PvE guide I did. That's what the slides, you know what I'm talking about? That big
Definitely.
PvE guide. I want to do that for all the classes. And then I'm looking
You
at,
want to
and
do it
then
for priest
I'm
so
doing
that
a
I
priest
can.
first because I play a priest. And
Well,
then
and are you gonna even redo stuff? Because I just today realized you had a Black Temple guide that I
oh yeah,
just watched.
I'm
Like,
redoing all that. Those are from
that's
private servers,
awesome.
and I'm gonna do what I did. But now, see, this is a good example. Is I want to know. I understand that I have a good chance right now to build a bunch of stuff with TBC, and then literally move right into that, and Machinima or whatever is really cool. But I thought I have the computer to be able to do shit like that. But I know that would take the videos to the next thing. But I don't really care about all that. So I'm trying to think of things that I can do to make them better. So I'm gonna do more things like I'll do a little. I'll probably add like how I did the last ones, but do like 30-second ones too, or something like that. So I want to cover it all. But when it goes to liching, it's going to be dangerous. I just want to. It's just no reason to quit the game. People need to see some videos. I just wish that I had the brain knowledge to be able to do like the same stuff for every class, instead of just warlocks. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised how many people ask me, dude, do you know anybody who does this for what said class, or do you know anything about said class? And I don't want to piss the mages off and make a mage guide and have them fucking hate me. Like I'm the admin of the
Yep.
warlock, I'm co-admin of the warlock Discord. We're at beef with the mages. We're not real beef, but it's like an internal joke. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I'm going to anyway because it's like you guys aren't doing it.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
like
mad at me.
somebody's
If
got to
you
do
get
it.
mad, I'm not gonna do it blind. I'll make sure I talk to everybody. But it's like someone's got to do it, and I'm
Yeah.
past. I think I've got ground enough to know like I'm not just. At first, people didn't like me because I'm just came out of nowhere and I'm trying to make these videos. But now it's like, okay, I'm stuck around. I'm pushing out content. I'm fucking pumping. I know what I'm talking about.
We dealt
So
with
Yeah.
the
stick
same
around.
shit with this podcast early
Oh, yeah.
on Reddit. We got just reamed by
Oh,
people,
Reddit
but
is fucking just full, just absolute.
Oh God.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Just stop breathing.
yeah.
It's just crazy.
But okay, so we have
So
actually
I'm looking
used.
forward to the priest content. By the way,
I love Priest. Priest is my favorite class. Priest is actually my favorite class of all time.
I
Even
love
over Warlock.
priest.
Yeah, Priest is always my favorite. Just strictly discipline. I actually hate. I don't care about Holy Priest much. It's always been Discipline because when I started playing Discipline, it was the atonement. The atonement aspect got me. The atonement healing. If you don't know what atonement healing is,
Yeah,
it's
atonement
I
healing is
put a
cool.
debuff on you, and I do damage, and it heals you. That penance, all that stuff, radiance, I love it. And then Shadow is always cool because it's Shadow. Who doesn't think Shadow's cool? But Shadow now is different than Shadow in retail. Shadow retail is a whole different void form mechanic. They don't have Shadow form. They have a whole different thing, right?
You should talk to Kim to do the priest one because, like, Kim is this hardcore brainiac about priests, and he'll send me like spreadsheets of like, this is what this healing per second per this boss and blah blah blah. Like, I don't even know
Healing's
how to
kind
read
of
these
more
spreadsheets
static. It
sometimes.
doesn't feel like healing's not really like, yeah, I do this, do this. It's more like, okay, well,
He's like, but you should wear this gear for this boss, and this stat is better for this boss. And I'm like,
yeah, but
okay,
none of that matters right now, right? Because healing is what like it's just keeping people alive.
yeah,
Yes, obviously it's more than spamming Circle of Healing and down ranking a greater heal,
yeah.
but or whatever. But that'll do.
I think that's
Like,
probably
who
why he
cares about
switched.
putting a couple more fucking spirits on there, goddamn, for one
That's why
boss
he
versus the
switched off
last one?
healer, I think, is because he's like a theory crafting brain, but it's not required for that
Not at
all the
all.
time.
Not
Like,
in the slight. Unless you
you
guys are
don't need
speedrunning
to
or
know
something. Then
this.
if you guys are speedrunning, 100% yes, because you would drop your healers and you'd have to actually be like, okay, we need healer cooldowns here and here and here. We're gonna wipe, but yeah, not here, bud.
Right. Kim
Switch
should
that
be in a
spec to Shadow,
speedrunning
bud,
build.
and then then you're great. We could use that in the Shadow.
Speedrunning
No,
would be
quiet.
so sick.
No, Kim should be in our guild. Stop it.
Yeah, that's right. Kim should not be in a. Yeah, I take that back.
All right, so we've actually used your guides for both KT and Lady Vash. Like, they were the main guide that we like put to our guildies to watch.
Did they work first time?
I'll be
Not
honest,
first kill, but like
Vash.
okay, what can I do to make those guides? Those things, just look at only raid guides. What can I besides slowing my speech down? I know that I'm working on that.
You do sometimes. You're like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna give it to you as fast as possible because I'm not gonna do any bullshit. But like, you don't
To be
do
honest,
that
I
in
like how
these
quickly
guys
you go
though.
through it.
Well, no, KT
Well, what I
was
would like to
long.
do is elaborate on it, and the long ones are staying there no matter what. I like the long ones because I know I've been an officer, I've been a raid leader. I know not everybody likes the long ones, but I know that people need those long ones. At the end of the day,
Yes,
those
they
long ones will be
do.
way
for
more
me.
helpful than a fucking 45-second one. But what I want to do this time is do a long one and a fucking 45-second one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I
think
would
a
love.
45-second one for
Literally,
classes.
it'd be like 60-second.
Well,
Ooh, per
yeah.
class.
Right, like
Crazy.
I'm not saying per class. I'm saying per like role, right? Like DPS,
Ooh, yeah.
healer, tank.
No, you
right?
gotta further than that. You gotta go ranged DPS, melee
Okay,
DPS.
Melee DPS, yeah.
Because it is because this is what I
Especially
was saying
now
about
at
healers.
T6 because melee are going to be more. I kind of don't like. That's why you didn't see me like shine a lot of light on melee and T5 because it's melee. But T6 melee's there, and they're
Yeah,
gonna
Well,
well,
be,
guys,
yeah,
Crix
yeah.
sits like a bird like me. Look.
Yeah, I do.
Well, hold on.
Listen,
I want to hear what Yip has to ask because he's been
Yeah,
trying.
so this has to do with healers not knowing fights. The problem is healers don't look at any
Okay.
mechanics. They
Are you
look
just
at
going back to healer suck here?
I
Come
am
on.
because you'll look up how to avoid the stuff, but until we go in there, healers don't look up when the tank is going to take a lot of damage. They don't look up when the raid is going to take a lot of damage.
Well, I
And maybe
watched
I'm wrong
Crix's
here,
video.
but
Did
like
No,
he
that's
tell
what
me
no, because
that?
you're kind of giving me ideas. I can kind of think of something that can
a
help with that.
60-second video never goes into like
Yep.
healers. Make sure you pay attention during this part. But a 60-second healer video, I feel like is awesome because you can be like, you really got to pay attention to the main tank during this transition.
Yeah, that's a fucking brilliant
Right.
idea.
Yeah, and but
That's
it's
what I'm
never
saying.
there.
Like,
Yeah,
even on a boss like Hydros, like
yo,
I
chill
was
out on the healing when they
inspirationing
transition.
healing you for multiple minutes before you started taking all the damage, right? And if I knew that that's when you were going to take all the damage, like you'd be like, okay, we're transitioning, and I'd be like, okay,
There are
and then
still
it was
people who
like,
don't.
oh, Yip's dead.
There are people who are afraid. Listen, I wreck. I dual wield is obvious on Hydros, but I recklessness going into Hydros, and people are like, "You recklessness going to Hydros?" Hydros has a stacking damage debuff that goes way more than recklessness does. So if you're eating Hydros at 100%, then you can eat 25% with recklessness on. But it's like people don't think about that stuff because they
Right.
don't actually know how the boss fight works. They just think like,
Yeah,
oh, I have
and
to
all I
avoid
know
this.
is like, when do I need to heal? Like,
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
you know,
When do I
when do
need
I
to
need
heal?
to focus on
Yeah,
certain people to heal them more?
yeah, like Hydra's when you transition, you go from a tank taking a ton of damage to a tank taking actually not that much damage, and you need
Right.
to, like, know that,
And
but
another
no one gives
taking
that
and
information. Yeah.
another tank of, like, pretty quickly taking a ton of damage.
Yep. That's
Okay. Well,
that's
okay,
all.
those are ideas, but I do actually think like I like I know our guild didn't, but I watched 7
Oh, yeah.
different Lady Vash and KT fight guides. Yours was fantastic. You went through, paused, told like different things you had to watch for. It was especially amazing for warlocks. But like how do you move into making like what's your plan of action making a video like that? Do you just go in, do you write a script like or do you just go in like
No.
cold?
That's why I would talk so fast is because I don't have a script. But if you go to like any of those gearing guide videos or like that P3 guide I did, you see I slowed down more. That's because it's scripted. So like I want to script it more. But you know who Fat Boss is?
Yeah.
Fat Boss guides.
Yeah.
Like I said, retail player who to that Fat Boss has been teaching me how to. I've been watching Fat Boss raid guides and how to learn how to raid since forever.
Yeah,
That's
those are in
and
depth.
yeah, that's kind of where it came from. Because I kind of just looked at. I think of like how. Well, first off, when I started TBC servers a couple of years ago, I didn't know these raids. I was
Yeah.
literally that dude going, "How the you?" Just what made me think of doing it. I was YouTubing how to do the raid, and there was not one raid. There was not one single Karazhan guide on the whole internet that was anywhere besides video form, besides transmog runs or anything from like Kata onward. Nothing like even remotely close to current. So that's why I did it. Started it, but it's just like damn.
Yeah, the KT one wasn't I don't think I used your Vash one very much, but your KT one was important because it was the first time I felt like I could actually lead the fight after watching a video. Normally, I watch a video to learn my role, and I'm like, okay, raid leader, you got the raid leading part. But watching the KT video, I was like, oh, I understand these phases enough now that I can tell other people how to do those phases. And that's
Yeah,
why I like the long videos.
yeah, I was kind of
Well,
like I remember because Fat Boss always made long ones. Well, the thing was when I was always been a serious raider, whether I'm learning or I'm bad, good, whatever part of the world I've always been wanted to learn the raid. I would watch all, like you said, all of the people who made the guides, all the serious people at least. Okay, there's 3 or 4 guys making raid guides about this raid. I would watch it, and then when I make it, I would kind of like try to explain it however I feel like would help. And then because I'm the only one who's stupid, there's other people who need some more explanation, and then I would look at how they do it too, and they would show like that image of the fucking tooltip or whatever. They would do these little things because it's like a visual thing. And so I kind of want to do like this time. I was watching some of their videos, and I saw some other dudes raid guide videos from like one of the Shadowlands raids, and he like would when he would pause it, he would actually zoom in, a little bit on like an exact mechanic happening, like exactly what green poison from the spore bats look like, even though what it looks like. You get it though. He would zoom in, and so it's like stuff I want to add like that. But the
well,
world is my oyster type shit.
so one thing that I thought that was like another thing that I thought that was really cool was you do this whole explanation part where you play the video a little bit. You say, here's where you need to look for this. Here's where you need to look for this. And then at the end of the video, you do something that I haven't seen a lot of people do. You go, okay, guys, now I've told you everything. Now watch you rewind. You say, now watch the full fight.
Oh,
And
we have the
that's
footage at the end?
really useful. Like just to watch the actual full fight at the end there after
Kind of
everything
at the
you've
same
told
speed.
us.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like I'm thinking about so last week we did a speed run of TK and the week before that was SSC and both of them were in like 50 minutes range, like hour range, which is not like the fastest, but it's like faster than like 90% of the people doing it. So I thought about doing that same thing, like
96%
doing
of
that
the people
footage,
doing it.
and pausing it and talking as I'm doing it, exactly what my guild is doing for the speed run. Like we were doing this on this track bash, we're doing this, we were doing this and doing it the whole way through. That'd be kind of cool. Figure that
I
out
will
someday.
say, I want to say thank you, Crix, because your videos have been very, very helpful.
You're welcome.
And I think that
Too
it's
kind.
really nice the visuals that we see, like, like healers go here. And you do include healers and tanks and DPS in your visuals, right? And that's the most helpful
And
for
that's
me.
another thing is I learned from the mistakes of it. So before, if you go to the comments, scrounge to the comments of my very first videos, which were raid guides. Those are from obviously private stuff. They're shitty audio and shitty quality. But you'll see them back in the private days. They didn't care if it was shitty because they're just like, oh yes, a raid guide. But now the
Right.
classic community is like, oh, it needs to be fucking perfect. I can make a fucking. I made a 45-minute block video, right? And then one person goes, oh, you forgot one thing, and it was the smallest thing nobody ever uses. You know, it's just that's what happens. Damn, what was I saying? What were we talking about?
Just you doing the video for the healers.
You
The
improving your
tanks
videos
conditioning.
based on feedback of
Yeah,
comments. and
exactly. Yeah, someone would be in the comments and someone goes, "Hey, what do I do as a healer?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point. Maybe I should start involving healers. I play a healer. I should know this because it is a big deal, especially as a healer. Like,
Yeah.
just how I didn't emphasize on Tidewalker, don't fucking heal anybody but the tank after the earthquake. I should have yelled that over and over again, but I didn't. You know?
Right.
Yeah, and that's something that we learned. Like we wiped a couple times, and we're like, okay,
Yeah, imagine if I just
we
yelled
gotta
that in the
only
video.
be healing the tank until we're ready to go.
Dude,
So
imagine if
it's
I would have just been like, do not heal anybody. There's no damage. Only heal the tank. How many fucking lives would have been saved? You know, that's something that I didn't know was that serious because my guild is not perfect, but they're doing it where we don't see those issues because they know our healers know that. Our healers know go, oh well, fuck that. We've done PTR. We know not to like we know the fight.
Right.
We're all private server.
Right.
We know the fight. So but I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
think
that's
to
a-
do that. But
That's
now
a
I
big
need to
point
think like
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
well, it's not
Well,
just
what
for
I'm
that.
doing is for T6 PTRs, I'm pugging. Like kind of I did T5 PTR with my guild, but once a week, and I would do like a pug one with a bunch of other kind of streamer friends of mine. I'm gonna do that for T6, but I'm gonna do it like 2 or 3 times a week. So then I play with randoms and I see what's killing these randoms and what's killing because when you pug, you're in a wide range. You get those good players, you get those mediums, and you get those fucking scrubs. So you get to
I
see
feel like
what
Crix
each person's doing. You know.
I feel like you should like observe one of our raids and see
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just watch a VOD of someone's raid and see what goes on.
like like just watch like one of our
Oh.
raids and be like, okay,
I'm trying to
this
do
is
this
what
coaching service.
'cause
My chat's trying to get me on this coaching service. That wouldn't even be a bad idea to do on there. Just sat there for like 3 hours in a
Yeah,
call with
VOD
somebody
review for
going over a
FPS
VOD review
games
for
is super big.
well, I
doing
just
VOD
like
reviews.
even like watching it and being like, this is what a like semi-hardcore raid does, right? And these
Yeah.
are their issues. And like
yeah, because stats
these
change, right? Hydros 100 versus 250 stacks. That way, you know,
Yeah,
everything
all these
changes.
stupid
Sure.
speedrun guilds ruin logs for everyone else. You go to try to see
Yeah.
what other guilds are doing, and you're like, "What? They're
It's so
doing
annoying.
what?"
It's crazy, dude. It's. I don't mind some of it, like you know, FLK, like we don't kill the siren. I don't mind that. I like that. That's just a faster fight. But some of the
Yeah,
stuff
some
is
of the things
crazy,
they just
bro.
don't apply. Like people,
Yeah.
especially when talking about like what a good guild should do, it's like, do you mean a good guild or do you mean a speedrun guild? Because these are very like, they end up looking very different in logs of what people are doing, and it's really hard to determine like, hey, my guild's struggling. Let me go look at the top guild and see what they're wearing. What gear do
Yeah.
they have on for this fight? And it's for tank at least. It's a nightmare
Yeah,
trying to sort
I just
through.
need to be the voice of the people who aren't hardcore as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to get my
Yeah.
food. How much longer do we got on this?
no, we're wrapping up.
We should be wrapped. It's after
Yeah, we
midnight
Okay,
my
should
make
time.
sure.
be
2 seconds.
wrapped.
1 second.
It is midnight over here, Bob.
All right.
Killing
So the last thing I have about he's
Yeah.
gone now. All
It's
right.
dust.
We'll pause.
Yeah, I don't know who knows what Bob's doing.
Hey,
he's
I was
announced.
trying like you guys were on a tangent. I was trying to like
What, you have to leave for that? You have to walk away? When we
well,
go on a
For a
I was gonna
tangent?
fill the drink up, even
No,
though
yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
the real.
out.
I
Like,
know.
was
I
gonna
knew
fill
the
it
real
up.
reason. I'm just putting you on blast for it. Let's see what it is. But here's a good example. I don't know if people don't know this, but right now in Warcraft logs, and apparently they're changing this, who knows when, the only requirement to be counted as a tank for a parse is for 70% of the fight to be in defensive stance. So the top parsers just don't main tank fights. They sit defensive stance, and then DPS with salve
Well,
on.
we,
So it's like absolutely absurd.
we got a comment on the video that said you only had to do like 59% or something in
What I missed?
in defensive stance.
No, you
we're
definitely
just
have to do, I think you
tangenting.
have to do 70. I think you have to do 70.
You guys do this every week?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I'm so
Yeah.
down to come back on again, dude. I'd come back next week. I love talking about. I literally wish I had people to talk about. WoW, it sounds stupid because I stream. But
everyone
even
who
when I
comes
stream, I
on-
can't
So
just do this.
many YouTubers say that. Like Willie comes on, he's like, "I love this. This is so cool." Because like he just has to talk to
I
people
could
that
literally
do
just do this
comments.
during the day on Discord, just sit and talk about WoW, especially Lich King, especially TBC, especially Warlocks.
Yeah, well, we will definitely have you back on. Okay, so what just happened? Who just made our Mel?
Listen,
What are
we're
you
all having
doing right
fun.
now
We're having
on
fun
our
with the notes.
All right. So okay. So the last thing, it's not in the notes,
Sorry.
but the last thing that I actually wanted to talk to you about, because I love podcasts, I love talking about this shit. I love Lock Talk, and so many content creators make like quote unquote podcasts, and then they do like 3 episodes and they stop. You guys have been doing this Lock Talk, and I have loved the shit out of it. Like, I learned something new on the last one. You were talking about Warlock parsing in SSC, and I had no idea that my Curse of Doom like did nothing on Lurker when he went under. So
Mhm.
like I actually was able to
Which
improve.
it used to as well.
Yeah, I was able to improve my parse because I do Doom when he's first coming up. Then I do Curse of Agony every time after that till he submerges. And like those are such huge like small things. Then the other guy you have on there, I forget his name. But
Live,
maybe the
Rye,
he's
J Paint.
oh shit. I'm
The
not
French dude?
No. The other
The
guy.
guy with
The
no webcam, and then the guy with the glasses.
guy with the
Like the big
glasses.
pumper demo guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Genius.
he was talking about how you could only do Curse of Doom on Hydros if your tank keeps it 4 to 5 seconds longer than he's supposed to, according to the weak aura. I didn't know that. Like these little intricate things about lock have just been opened up to me. So like, how did you
Yeah, we want
start
to do
out with
more
that?
of them. Well, I kind of want to do a podcast anyway. It just seems like a good thing to do. And I've been on a couple of Cargos' G-Man. I loved it. And I did a podcast with Cargos called The Dark Portal. We didn't do that many of them. I think we did them mainly just to kind of help you guys prepare for TBC. So we had guests for every class. It was kind of a class, almost like a class podcast. We went through every deep dive of each class, and that was it. And then that was really
I
fun. But I want to do a
watched
Warlock
Like a
one.
mini
that's how
series.
Yeah.
that's how I found out about you, is because like I was a huge Good Morning Azeroth fan,
Yeah.
and then that was Cargos's the dark the dark
Yep.
portal, I think is what it was
Exactly. And
called.
then we never kept doing that because we got busy, and then that wasn't supposed to be forever. And then the Dark Portal was not supposed to be forever either. It literally wasn't even supposed to be. It's supposed to be as many. Like it wasn't supposed to be a weekly thing. It's literally supposed to be maybe 3 or 4, like 4 episodes for each phase. It wasn't supposed to be a lot, but everybody like really fucking likes that. So I should probably figure out how to do more episodes. TK one, we have J Paint works at a weird time than Alive does, and then French is EU. So it's like it's hard to get the times to schedule too. And in this fucking road to rag. But yeah, we need to. It's just a lot of fun. I just wanted to just talk about Warlocks.
Dude, yeah,
It'd be nice just to talk about Warlocks.
you're talking, yeah, you're speaking my language, because getting
Yeah, I love
guests
it, man.
on is like one of the most arduous tasks like I could do. I have to deal with time zones, especially with our friends across the pond.
Mhm.
Like, it's just
It's
like,
really fun. You know, Sarth and I are starting one here in a week, and like we're supposed to start a couple days ago, but we're gonna push it. It's gonna be a
oh,
weekly one,
nice.
Saturday morning one. Just about classic stuff. I don't know.
I
Hopefully
will.
we'll be able to broaden it out. Like
Dang, if anyone
not
else is
leave
playing
it
Warrior, I
WoW
would love to talk about Warrior.
Yeah, bro.
I'm the only
Nobody
one.
plays Warrior. Yeah.
I'm the only
Come
main
on.
tank warrior in the game.
All by myself.
Yeah, especially for Lich King, you're gonna be in trouble, sir. Yeah,
He
but I
did
definitely want
work
to. I
up a
would definitely be.
druid. He worked up
These
a
are so
druid
good. To be
as a
honest, Mist
like
right now is double feral.
I have a
Pally.
backup Feral for when I need it.
Double feral Pally right now is Biss.
Legitimately, legitimately though, I play my warrior at such a high. Well, I don't want to say such a high level, but I overdo how good bears are just by how well I play warrior and how geared my warrior is. That it
Mhm.
actually maybe it'd be better once you account for an extra leader of the pack for the raid, but it's
We
it's
literally,
better with my warrior.
yeah, we literally could just pump. Like,
Yeah,
and
there's
A little
I'm
bit.
not a 99 parse every time lock. I'm like a 96, 95 parse lock on average, but we do have a 99 parse lock. And we don't ever
He
have to
dies
slow down.
fairly
So
frequently.
yeah, that's
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's a
well, you
99 parse
you get
luck.
your numbers by you get your numbers by pushing the edge a little bit. Because if you didn't die, it would have been a 99. I need to head out now because before my wife kills me though.
Yep.
But I would
Yeah.
definitely be down to be on one of these anytime.
the-
Again, just let me know.
All right, well,
It'll calm
let's
down here in a couple weeks.
yeah, let's just go ahead and end it out. I did have some more questions for like your plans for the
Yeah.
future, but maybe
For
that'll
day
be
two,
for
we can do it
another
again, yeah.
episode. So let's end out. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WC Reloaded. You can follow the Mash Those Buttons Network at the Mash Network. If you want to send us your WoW stories, do so by sending an email to wcrpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to join our Discord and interact with the hosts of this show or any show on the network, you can do so by going to mash.gg/Discord. Ratings and reviews, we need them. We haven't had a review in like 3 weeks now. So iTunes, help us out. You can also do it at warcraftradio.com/directory. All right. Crix, where can
Yes,
we
sir.
find you?
Crix Gaming everywhere. Twitch, Crix Gaming. I stream 5 days a week, usually Warlock related, but it's gonna be branching off here soon. A lot of that hardcore challenge, like I said. I stream a Warlock raid Tuesdays, Shadow Priest Wednesday, Thursdays, Lich King weekends, and then yeah, Crix Gaming on YouTube,
All right, sweet. And Yip, where
Got
can
it.
we find you?
Twitter, everywhere.
You can now find me everywhere at the Yip Show on YouTube, the Yip Show, and all the other stuff. My internet's too bad to stream here after I move, so maybe when I'm hardwired.
And Mel, where can we find you?
Not on the Yip Show. You can find me in game at Melrena or on Twitter at Meloverwatch.
And you can find me on Twitter at blazin_Bob. That's BLAZZIN_BOB. You can find me streaming sporadically every once in a while on twitch.tv/blazinbob. Whew. All right, we're skipping add-on of the week. It's been a good show, Crix. Thank you for coming on. It was a good
Thank
it was a
you,
good
guys.
time, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for. I'm
Thanks
excited
so
for the next
much.
one.
All right, guys. Good night.
Poor add-on of the week, though. We got
I
to
know.
rename it to add-on of the sometime.
Add-on of the
right.
What's the add-on of the
sometimes.
Every week for like 50 weeks, we had an add-on, but we're just like, we either run out of time or don't have an add-on a lot of the time.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Bye.